Well, so much for Draconian Artificer, I suppose. Random character. Oh man, this is not great. This one is not great. Naga Warper. I'm still gonna do it, but let's see how long it takes me to die. Um, I think that I died in the previous character just because, like, well, you saw my D1 had like no experience and my D2 had like no experience. So D3's first encounter was like a band of orcs. It was very difficult to disengage. There was one with a trident, so I was getting hit by the wizard and by one other orc. Um, as a Draconian Artificer, which is not particularly a strong start. Maybe I should have used one Device Blast to weaken them or to make it so that I was not fighting as many orcs as I was fighting. But yeah, that was probably the thing that I could have done. In Crawl, there really is not that many occasions in which there's nothing that you can do, um, even though it can feel like that sometimes. Anyway, here we are, Naga Warper, Pole Arms. I hope that this is not completely awful, but I know that it will be because I'm a Naga. Oh, you get the Poison Speed at Experience level 1, that's nice. Beast Talisman. I guess it's worth using. Is it worth using with zero shape shifting? I do want shape shifting, however, I think that it would be okay. You turn into a hulking beast. Do I lose the constriction? I don't lose anything. I get Slay plus zero. I think it's pretty funny that you get Slay plus zero. I'm just gonna train shape shifting. I don't care. Because slaying with spears is actually pretty okay because the spears are so fast. And it's not like I have any auxiliary armor that I would be sorry to lose because of being in beast form. I was thinking that it would be funny if I could find. Okay, I got auxiliary armor. Let's just put that on. I'll go back to beast form at some point in the near future. Hello, Will Tarquine. Thank you for stopping by. I'm playing Crawl. Let's see how this goes. Random character. We got Naga Warper. And so far it hasn't been awful, but I know that it will be awful because I'm a Naga. At least they have poison resistance, so I won't have to fear getting destroyed by the D2 Adder that we just saw after getting a level 1 with very little in the way of experience. Yep. Man, was the experience reduced in level 1 or something? Because this is the second game in a row that I get very little experience in level 1. At least this D2 did give me Torrance and Jessica. Torrance might be difficult to kill, but Jessica is much more killable. Almost got me an entire level, pretty much. Pretty good. Hmm. I think that I should probably be using this +3 dagger instead of the pole arm, at least for a bit. Um, okay. Okay, so how much slaying do I have? 1. Yikes. Yeah, I need 4.3 points of training in shapeshifting for 3 slaying from the form. I don't like that everyone has bad skills for shapeshifting. Yeah. Interesting color for. Oh, I get it. This is like in console, it doesn't seem any different, but in console this is a weird color that I have never seen on a monster. But it is to represent that the monster is invisible, but it is visible to you because you can see invisible. That's cool. That's certainly convenient. Anyway, let's see if I can beat Sigmund. Ouch. I think that I cannot beat Sigmund. Oh, but I can also not run away from Sigmund because I'm a Naga. Yeah, I should have probably just kept fighting. Oh, maybe let's read this. Okay, it was teleports. Sigmund barely misses you. Magic Dart, yeah. Magic Dart is somewhat less damaging than your Scythe, so I'll take it. Do I want the Scythe? Because the Scythe is pretty much a halberd nowadays. So that might be an okay pickup for me, unless Sigmund's halberd is or Sigmund Scythe is different from any other Scythe in the game. Um, okay, still only 1 point of slaying. One of these days we'll get to the second point of slaying from the form. At which point is it worth it to sacrifice 1 point of armor class for slaying? Mm. Or rather, like, at which point is it not worth it anymore to sacrifice my globes for the slaying? I guess that the more auxiliary armor I find, the more it's not gonna be worth it. I don't think that I beat Terence. Do I beat Terence? Chainmail. Something makes me suspect that I don't beat Terence. Well, I got Terence with some serious damage, but I didn't get the poison, which is not great. Dart of Dispersal. This used to be boomerangs, but I like that they're darts now because they more accurately reflect what they are supposed to be, which is kinda very weak, and they're not supposed to deal damage to monsters. Yeah, okay. My thought process there was that if I got Constriction on Terence, it was an easy kill because Terence was almost dead. But I didn't even get to Constriction, and it was enough to kill. And yeah, we finally got to the threshold where being in beast form gives me armor class or gives me more damage, which is nice. How much damage output do I have? 9. Yeah, I mean, what can you really do about that? If it's 9, it's 9. I'm skipping the level because I don't think that I can beat Sigmund yet. Maybe later. We got a kite shield, which I don't think does a lot for me. Man, at least it feels nice that I am strong enough to be able to beat these guys. It's kind of rough that I have very little in the way of armor class. I'm getting chainmail. I only have 5 armor class. 3 Knolls polearms, 2 of which with halberds. Okay. Might as well take the opportunity and just not fight that. That armor fire resistance, probably, yeah. We lose 2 armor class, but we gain fire resistance. I guess that's okay, considering that we also gain 4 evasion from doing that. I would like to fight the Null Band, but I don't think I beat them, really. I think that they are a bit too strong for me. And yeah, I really am looking forward to turning off spell or shape-shifting. Man, that ability should be called something else. Talismans. Shape-shifting is taking me a while to get accustomed to. Come on, are you joking? How is this guy not dead? Or why did this guy just hit me for 17? Okay, is it actually gonna die? I don't think it's gonna die. Okay, I killed it miraculously, and then I'm gonna die to this guy. Unfortunately for me, I remember that I have blinking, so I guess that we get to prolong the suffering a bit more. Okay, the orc is poisoned. This guy has a chainmail, so it might be, for practical purposes, unkillable. Oh, come on, it got a blink next to me? Okay, okay. We might actually be able to win. Wow, miraculous. I cannot believe that I actually won that. When the priest hit me for 17, I was like, oh, there's no way that I'm surviving this. But here we are. Yeah, I think it makes sense to put the breath weapon on the quiver. It used to be that using your breath weapon costed satiation, so you were incentivized to not do it a lot, which was kind of crazy to me. And well, to be more precise, it wasn't that crazy to me back then, but now it for sure is pretty crazy. Okay, I got 3 slaying from the form. Um, wow, I'm gaining back the breath weapon so fast. That's actually kind of convenient. Okay. I might be able to get this done to be able. I might be able to win this fight. But yeah, after this fight, if I survive, I should really think about identifying my stuff as much as possible. Oh, come on. Okay. I think I lost my last dart of dispersal. Miraculously, it seems that I actually managed to blink the guys very consistently. It pretty much never happens, or it used to never happen when I last used boomerangs of dispersal. So now that they're darts, they seem to be significantly better. Oh no. Oh no. I killed the one with the spear, and I still have to deal with another one with. Oh man, I'm gonna re-teleport. I'm not beating you. I know that I'm not beating you. You are too powerful for me. Look at that. Oh, yes. Hello, armor class. Oh, goodbye, beast form. Hello, armor class. Yeah, okay, okay, there we go. So we lose a bit of damage output. I guess it's time to go back to the spear. We, on the other hand, get a good amount of armor class because the game gave me an acquirement which had a barding. Yeah, okay, I think that I'm not gonna use a spear. I was still thinking about the slaying, but no, I'm not gonna use a spear. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a strategy. Just like breath weapon into walk away into breath weapon again. Rinse and repeat until monsters reach you. At which point you better be able to beat them after dealing so much damage to them with your breath weapon. Which, yeah, I think that might work. Ah, buckler. Oh, but I am using a two-hander, so no buckler for me. Grinder is pretty dangerous. I think there's a very reasonable chance of just straight up dying to Grinder, so I would rather not fight that. I still do not want to fight that. We are skipping the level because I like auto-exploring, and if I cannot auto-explore, I would rather just skip the level, go to a level where I can actually auto-explore. Heavy Dart Flail, man, that's a big weapon. That's really, really good. I think that considering how I have like no training in Mesa or like no training in polearms, I think that we can just make the switch. On the other hand, I don't think that I survive Edmund. I think that I have to re-teleport. Yeah, that's gonna seriously hurt me. Again? Okay, not again. I will try to kill Edmund whenever I have like Curare or something. But yeah, that heavy Darflel is gonna be a really, really good weapon for me to have. Heavy Darflel is one of the few heavy weapons that I actually respect a lot because I consider it to be very, very good. Man, we are in yet another situation where it is impossible for me to out-explore. So we're going to go upstairs to out-explore this D4 a little bit. I think that I'm gonna continue training polearms for a bit, just until I have the heavy Darflel. There's always a possibility that I just never find Curare or any like net or something to kill Edmund with. Um, Always the possibility, and if such a thing was to happen, then I would just be stuck with polearms. I decided to use polearms with this character because it's a Naga, and by extension, it is difficult to move around. Okay, this is very quickly spiraling out of control. I should probably just teleport away. Yeah, I'm not powerful enough to deal with that yet. Man, I'm not powerful enough to deal with the things that the game has been throwing at me for like 3 levels in a row already. This feels pretty bad. But that's just how crawl is, I suppose. Okay, I guess that I just die to Grinder now. Because I cannot even walk to the stairs now because Grinder is on the way to the stairs. Like I would most likely get paralyzed or Grinder would reach me and go upstairs with me. Grinder does blink, so there's always the possibility of that happening, but in reality I'm just gonna get paralyzed. Okay, Grinder blinks. Wow, okay, I got lucky. Oh man. I'm just gonna drop this Beast Talisman because we're not using that anymore. I think that Beast Talisman is an okay starting item, but it is a terrible item to find on the floor. Like it requires so much skill to do anything, and it has a downside up front. But that's the reality of shape shifting in the game as it is. It's downside up front, upside if you happen to have the skill to use it. Oh, is it purple because it has a launcher? Or it has ranged attacks? If so, that's interesting. I don't know if I particularly like that. Well, Ring of Dexterity. Might as well equip it, because I don't have anything else to equip in that slot. Okay, we're still waiting for Curare or Annette. Curare or Annette are both big deals. And they will make it so that I can go and kill Edmund and get a heavy Darflail, which is a pretty crazy weapon. Why are monsters randomly purple? I thought that I understood why, but I don't. Is it because that guy had a +5 longsword? Is that why it was purple? I gotta take a look at the changelog like right now because I'm very confused when it comes to this. Um, let's see what we got here. Let's see, crawl, commits. Let's see what it has to say. Prioritize stab highlights in console. I don't think that's it. Remove the Awaken Earth spell. Give Deep Earth Elementally Stellar D instead. That's so nice because I hate that. Yeah, I always hated Awaken Earth. I'm glad that it's removed now. Norris. Did Norris come back? Rework the Surfer. Norris returns with a reworked spell set, Warren Nymphara, a pack of Sky Sharks, and a slightly less edgy theme. Norris tentatively appears in Elf, Bolts, and Depths. Numbers or placement will probably be adjusted. Cool. Cool. Norris finally came back to crawl after so many years of it being gone. Norris was a scary unique. Remove Silver Boomerang. Nice. So yeah, no idea what's making my console appear purple. Uh, um, Monster Stab ability background highlighting in console was being drawn at a lower priority than usual item highlighting. Made it difficult to see when a monster with an unusual item could also be staffed. Monster with an unusual item. Okay, that might be the comment that I'm looking for. Okay. Unusual monster item threat highlighting. That's convenient. When set, this option highlights monsters carrying unusual items, similar to the existing tiles highlighting for nasty monsters. Yeah, so if I guess that if a monster has a very highly enchanted thing or something along those lines, it is marked as a monster wielding an unusual thing. Any decent altars? Let's actually find that. Let's find out about that altar. We have Jured and Uzkoyo, none of which I particularly want. And I think this vault has a Kiku altar, but I'm not 100% sure. No, it had a Jured altar. Yeah, no temple, no altars so far. Oh no, I might be dead. Well, before dying. Oh, potions of 3, I might be alive. Yeah, that also had the happy upside of identifying the 1 potion of 3 that I had in my inventory. Okay, that went fine. Yeah, that was the correct move somehow. I figured that I wanted to see what the shop had before dying. And we didn't run into Edmund. Wow, I'm glad that I didn't go into this level when I was struggling, because this level has 2 portal bolts. I would have missed both of them, and I probably would have been very tilted when it comes to that. Two portal bolts on the same floor? No, you have always been able to get 2 portal bolts on the same floor. It's just rare because there's not a lot of portal bolts that have that kind of overlap. Oh no. I mean, I guess there's not much that I can do about that. Yeah, I might drop it and pick up another one. We're at a point in the game where it's not so terrible to have a heavy weapon. I'm still gonna carry it around in case I run into something that has a ton of armor class, but I would definitely prefer to use this Trident of Venom that we just found. By the way, I think that I'm gonna train only up to 8. I do want that heavy Darflail. As I mentioned earlier, heavy is one of the few heavy weapons that I do respect. Oh, like the ossuary is really close. Yeah. Oh no, it's not really close, but the drain, the sewer should be close. What do we get here? A cloak. Very difficult to find the portal bolts as a Naga with no magic mapping, you know. I think that best case scenario, I just make it to the sewer. Okay, yeah, we are in the sewer now. We have to keep in mind that I am a Naga, and so I walk very slowly. So, like, I'm just it takes me more time to find whatever I want to find. Hellrat. I think that maybe we step here so that the Hellrat splashes around in the water. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. It was also a very short sewer, so I might actually have the chance to find the other portal vault. It's distant, and I didn't find any scrolls, so no scrolls of magic mapping for me. Maybe going into the ossuary first would have been the correct thing to do. Okay, we found it. Very lucky that it was just in a straight line from where I was originally. These guys are completely immune to poison, so time to pull out the heavy halberd. Yep, that's definitely gonna kill them much faster than the polearm. I see an elf zombie. My fabled enemy here. In case you don't know, the elf zombie has crazy HP compared to anything else that spawns here. So yeah, for some reason. I think that it is intentional that the elf zombie spawns here and it has a ton of HP. It has like 50 or so compared to the other guys. Should pick up those scrolls. I have my auto pickup set up in so that it doesn't pick up this brand weapon, but I don't know how to make it pick up dangerous items because I want dangerous items. Generally, dangerous items are a very good thing to have. Like an example of that is the potion of 3 or the scroll of immolation, as we have already seen. Scroll of immolation is great. One of my favorite items in the entirety of Crawl. Somehow I made it to the 2 of the portal bolts. Very lucky. Let me switch to the Trident of Venom. Let me break line of sight of the priest. Come on. Okay, yeah, that's not what we want to see. I guess then I just drink Potion of Tree. Okay, hopefully... Oh man, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay, it didn't smite me. That was pretty lucky because smite was my greatest weakness there. We have fire resistance. Yeah, I was gonna say for some reason, but I remember why. I have body armor of fire resistance. The steam dragon drops the scales, so we say goodbye to this and we say hello to the upgrade. Same goes for the cloak. Okay, I'm starting to get some pretty respectable amounts of armor class with this character. Still not nearly as much as I would have with a normal character by this point in the game, because I've seen chainmail and other things. Other characters that could wear those and that don't have a strangely shaped body would have a lot more armor class now. But on the other hand, I also got a Barding, which is pretty fine. Nice to get a Trident of Venom right after the heavy brand hit the halberd. Yeah, that's a very strange occasion of the game being generous towards me. I agree. You get enchant armor, do you just enchant the Barding? Probably, yes. I think that's what I would do. You know what, I should probably not drop the leather armor. You think I can win, or do I think I can win to get the heavy dart flail? No, I don't think so. I think that even with all that I have, I still get spanked by Edmund, because you have to keep in mind that Edmund is the one that has the heavy dart flail. So yeah, I'm gonna wait until I find Curare or Nets. And if I find those, either one of those, then I can go and fight Edmund, and I think I have a good chance of winning. Yeah, it's funny thing that you mentioned the thing with the Barding, because I really should enchant it. Yeah, it's a pretty garbage Barding, but it is a Barding. Wow, we got Storm Scales. Wow, we got the Temple. Things are looking up for this character, it seems. Okay, Storm Scales. That means one less worry for my character. I don't mind. Not having enchant armor for the storm scales, because it's not like I wasted the enchant armor. If I had put it onto a body armor, then I would have been kind of annoyed. But since I put it onto the barding, and it's very unlikely for me to find another barding, you know what would have been tilting if I had, instead of storm scales, if I had found the lightning scales, because those are like the ultimate barding that I could get. They have resistance to electricity, they make you faster, they are +6 or something crazy like that. So I didn't find those. It's fine. Everything is okay so far. I still don't think that I want to put on the storm scales. At least not yet, maybe later. And the time has come for me to choose a goth. What goth? Man, do I not have a faded altar? Because I feel like deciding on a god is too difficult. I would like a faded altar, but I do not have that. Anyway, altar once again. What do I want to do with this character? Shape-shifting, but there's no god that offers that yet. I mean, I wish there was already a reworked version of Trog that gave you shape-shifting stuff. That would be funny. I guess that we're going Ru. I mean, it's Ru. Okay. Yeah, and if the first set of sacrifices are just too awful, I might go something else. Joseph with fire resistance. With 15 armor class, I might actually be able to beat Joseph. Yeah, Joseph doesn't hit nearly as hard as Edmund does with that thing. and we managed to win. We also get a slight upgrade in the form of this +2 leather armor. It might be better than the Steam scales. I gotta try them because enchantment is more valuable for a Naga than base armor because of the deformed body thing. Okay, I have 16 armor class. I should be able to beat the ogre. I think that we are probably like one level away from being able to beat Esmund without needing Curare or a net. Because like, look at the things that I'm able to tap now. The character really did make quite the 180 turn after like a certain point. I think that the lowest point of this character was when I had to blink, like use my scroll blinking to blink away from a Nork. And then I have to. Whoa. Okay, maybe we don't go for. Maybe we don't go for the maze, like for the Darflail. Who cares about the Darflail? We have a Demon Trident of Electrocution. Now we put all of the Scrolls of Enchant Weapon into this, and we win the game. Okay, that's a real item. You are correct. The game is rewarding me for going polearms, it seems. Um, yeah. Okay, that's what we're doing, and we're also putting on a shield. Yeah, we have a buckler on d4. Might as well go pick that up. I can probably beat everything now. That was a pretty substantial increase in power for my character. Yeah, bring it on, Grinder. You're not gonna beat me. Even if you paralyze me, you're not gonna beat me. Yeah. Yeah, I have so much power now. It's kind of crazy. Oh, we found Chevriados. I mean, I guess that I can still go Chevriados, but I don't want to go Chevriados, to be completely fair. Chevriados is only good on very specific situations, like on a character with lesser beckoning. It's not Dark Maul. I don't know if Dark Maul would be good here. Um, yeah, Dark Maul is so complicated to use, but it could be usable now that I think about it, because I'm a warper, so I already have many faults. Um, Well, I tried to find Edmund, but there was no Edmund. That's fine. Electric Eel. What is this bolt? Looks funny. Huh. Okay, so now the null bota seems to have a specific message for their thing that makes it so that you cannot outrun any nulls. I don't think that it used to be like that. But anyway, it's not like I could walk away from them already, so might as well just sit there. And I am really strong. Yeah, somehow I started a Naga Warper and I am pretty strong. I do not understand this completely. This is definitely a new and mysterious experience for me, but we're gonna take it. Sack experience. Sack experience used to be used to be like really good, but I don't think it's that good anymore. Um, Man, sacrifice essence should be an incredible sacrifice. I'm not doing that. Sack experience is okay, but uh, I'm thinking about it. Okay, I'll do sack experience. I'll do sack experience. Yeah, like the decision was either sack experience or oh, this guy has curare. Okay, yeah, I think that this indicator of monsters with nasty items is pretty useful. It's gonna take me a bit to get accustomed to it, but I definitely appreciate it now that I understand it. That's a good change for the game, in my opinion. Um, as I was saying, the decision was not between the sacrifices. The decision was either sack experience um, or go a different goth, and I decided um, to sack experience. So I guess that we're committed to rune now. We have a Mo talisman too, which, considering that I am a Naga and my body armor doesn't give me that much armor class, like if you remove your your armor class would decrease by 3. Mo talisman is pretty worth it, so I do want it. Okay, one of those guys has a +5 talisman. +5 halberd. I don't think there's +5 talismans yet. So the game first highlights if a monster is stabbable or not, and then the game highlights whether or not a monster has a fancy item. But it's very difficult for me to find an upgrade to what I already have when it comes to weapons. Yeah, the game just decided to throw a freebie onto my lap. Yeah, like the game was like, okay, we have seen that you have survived some pretty messed up situations as a Naga. Here you go. Have a fun game. And so I am having a fun game. Um, I don't think that my weapon is strong enough to guarantee that I'm gonna win the game, but it definitely will take me to the lower branches at least, unless I play very poorly. Um, at the very least, I don't think that I'll have issues when it comes to damage output for the rest of the game. Yeah, Electrocution Demon Trident is a really good thing to have. Oh, I want to go into that Bailey for sure. Maybe I'll get a potion of experience from that to compensate for the level that I sacrificed from Gru. And we found Scrolls of Enchant Weapons, so now we have a +5 Demon Trident. That's pretty useful. Maybe I should keep reading scrolls. Silence. Okay, the game says no to continuing to read scrolls. Yeah, I just want to find magic mapping for the Bailey before it disappears. Mm. I wonder at what point it's gonna be worth it for me to train shapeshifting to 9 for Maw form. Well, to begin with, I guess that I have to buy Maw form. But yeah, this is a species that doesn't really lose a lot from Maw form, which is interesting. Um, Maw form also doesn't require you to be going unarmed to be okay. 3 ghosts. That's easy. This is kind of easy but annoying because it has high evasion. This actually hits kind of hard. Okay, so there's only one of the 3 ghosts is dangerous. Erolcha? I might be dead. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get banished here. It's almost unavoidable. If I had silence, I could silence. Glaive of Draining, I guess, is the fancy weapon that the fancy item that Maggie has. Mm. I think that I beat her. I need to get really, really, really unlucky to not beat her. Yeah, and it doesn't happen. Okay, pretty good stuff. I still have to worry about Erolcha. I'm sure that I'm not going in the direction of the Bailey. Is Erolcha gonna deprive me of my Bailey? Because it kinda seems to me like it might be the case. And if we cannot fight Erolcha at full HP, we cannot fight Erolcha at 50% HP. This is not looking good for my prospects of going into the Bailey. Dark Maul is always good for everyone. Not for a cat. Yeah. Yeah, another reason to remove cats. Who plays those? You're right. No one plays cats. Who would willfully submit themselves to such torture, right? Okay, we found the Bailey. We also found Erolcha. Oh man, why does it have to be this way, Erolcha? Couldn't you just, walk away and not banish me with your 34% chance to banish? Man, Erolcha really doesn't want me to go into the Bailey. I am Naga. We have to keep that in mind, which means that I do not get to walk away just like that in this situation. So whatever I do, I'll have to use consumables. Might as well fear. Erolcha resists with almost no effort. Delightful. I think that might be it then. My only choice at this point is to either use unreasonable amounts of consumables or beat her. And I think that I want to beat her because I don't want to use unreasonable amounts of consumables to not die here. The splash of poison misses Erolcha, you kill Erolcha. That must be some bad breath if it killed Erolcha. Okay. It is looking like we're gonna be able to get to the thing. Do Nagas fumble in water? I actually don't know if Nagas fumble in water. I guess let's find out. Okay, it doesn't seem like they do. You have an interesting item, +4 halberd. I wonder why this vault has a bunch of ogres with pole arms. 2 Spriggans. I can beat them. I can beat them. I have water and I have a wand of flame, so I can beat them. Yeah, that's just too powerful for a Spriggan to deal with. Okay, you stay there, and I will wand of flame you, and you will die. Okay, let's do it again. Same goes for the 2-headed ogre. Though the 2-headed ogre is gonna require a little bit of tabbing on my end. 2-headed ogre hits you from afar with a +0 bardiche. Man, imagine if I was interested in using a bardiche. I would be very happy about having found this. Strange Bolt. Yeah, I think that this is one of the lamest Baileys. It's also pretty recent. I wish this hasn't been introduced into the game. Wow, this guy has an Arbalest of Freezing. That's an unusual weapon, alright. Wonder why it wasn't highlighted. It's a pretty dangerous thing for a Spriggan to be walking around with. Okay, we got some stuff, including potentially 2 potions of experience or 1 potion of experience. That potion N could be a potion of experience because only one of them generated here. I highly doubt that it will be, but I'm still gonna identify it. It's a potion of might. Yeah, we got some nice consumables out of doing that. So it was absolutely not a waste of time or anything, or potentially consumables to do that. It was well worth it. Okay, should I put this on? This gives me 3 armor class, right? Oh, no, it gives me 3 armor class, I'm pretty sure. This gives me 4? Ah, cool. When did it go up? Because it used to give me 3. Huh. I checked earlier. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I think that I'm gonna stick around with my fire resistance for a bit longer. How high can the binding be enchanted to? +4 is as high as it can go. Base armor rating 4. It cannot be enchanted further. Armor can be enchanted as high as its base armor rating. That's how it works. Pretty strange system, but back in the day it didn't used to be the case, and you could enchant robes to +8. Robes were like a special exception, I think. You could enchant those very highly, so everyone just used robes. Back in the day when everyone used robes, even like well, not everyone actually, but the vast majority of characters. If you had any interest in spellcasting, you would use a robe and just very highly enchant it. Ever since it was made so that it wouldn't work like that, robes of resistance became like significantly less valuable. Because back in the day, having a robe of resistance, a +8 robe of resistance was like the dream. Beware of monsters, for sure. I'm always wary of monsters whenever I'm playing this game. Robo willpower, do we want this? I think we do. We lose 1 armor class, but we gain willpower, so that means that no more Erolcha wannabes will torment me. Shapeshifting for Maw form? I think so. Let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. Shapeshifting for Maw form. You may be wondering about the money. I do have the money to buy it, but I'm just holding on because I might be able to find it off the floor. I'll buy it when I am going to use it. Incredible sacrifice. Piety after sacrifice, 3 pips. I think that I don't mind sacking Glove. You know how it is when it comes to me and this game. Yeah, and it gave more piety than just sacrificing another level, so sure. Man, this Demon Trident is destroying everything that there is to destroy. I really look forward to Maw Form in Lure. It's gonna take me a while. Oh wow, we also got fire skills. What is up with the game throwing crazy armor at me? Well, I guess fire skills is not what I would call crazy armor, but storm skills definitely is. Yeah, storm skills might be my endgame armor. Not even joking. Yeah, what's next? Gold skills? Maybe I should hold on to enchanting those storm skills because I might find gold skills. Um, Man, I don't like manticores because moving hurts. In case moving already didn't hurt, like if in case it didn't hurt enough because I'm a Naga. Oh, you know what would be an interesting sacrifice um if Ru made it so that you could sacrifice a movement speed, yeah, or attack speed. Oh, finally a net. It only took me until D11 to find a net. Another net. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, kobolds with nets. We are going to be taking those. 8 potions of haste. Yeah, which is not as crazy of a price to pay. Like, I could do that, maybe. I would probably be happier if I didn't have to pay the price, but you never know what you're gonna find from a trove. It might actually be worth it. Unlike potions of, or like unlike scrolls of blinking, however, potions of haste are not as valuable as a Naga because it's only gonna make me very, very slightly faster. It still serves to disengage, but it doesn't serve to disengage as fast as with any other species, pretty much. Yeah, 8 haste might not even happen at all. It is not uncommon for such a thing to occur that I don't find enough haste. This is a beast talisman that I dropped, right? Yeah, we're not using that. Probably buying this Maw talisman is completely unnecessary, but I have not gotten a lot of really nice use of Maw talisman. Second sacrifice was love. I always sacrifice love whenever I get it offered, because who even needs allies anyway? More talisman. Let's buy it and use it. You take 19 damage and have 79 HP. That's okay. We lose a little bit of armor class. We still retain the Naga armor, the 3 armor class that I get, which is pretty nice. Your attack delay is about 0.6 and cannot be improved with additional weapon skill. You love to see it. Your damage rating with your Demon Trident of Elec is 26. And I also hit for 17 base damage with the Maw, or something weird like that. Like, it's high. 16. Max 27. Maw damage 16, max 27. I think the Maw attack also triggers 100% of the time, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, let's see how it goes in Lure. 13 armor class is definitely lower than what I had before, but you bite the jack. Let's go upstairs. Yeah, I think that if I want to not die horrendously there, I need to re-teleport, because we don't want to be fighting while surrounded. Okay, I like it. You devour the jack. I really like it. I feel like my damage was increased by a lot by doing that. I wonder how long we're gonna be able to use this for. It's a pretty okay ring. It's not great, but it also is not completely worthless, and it is an upgrade compared to a ring that I have already. So might as well put it on. Oh, I have a ring of willpower. Didn't even notice that. Well, who even needs to have 12 dexterity when I can have 6 dexterity and willpower? Yeah. It shows the mouth opening and closing in tiles? That's funny. Devs or like tile makers are getting pretty crazy when it comes to this kind of thing. Well, I wonder what's next. Anyway, I have 6 potions of haste already. The Trove wants 8, so I might actually get to it. Oh no, have I committed a terrible mistake because of my own hubris? I think so. It's certainly looking like it. Can I? Oh, I can draw out power to heal myself. Yeah, sure. This gives me a little bit of wiggle room, so I can use Curare and maybe Net as well. Alrighty, 9 shapeshifting. Let's train a little bit of fighting as well. 12 fighting for more HP. Let's pick up my loot. This was completely unnecessary. I saw that there was a deep troll, and I consciously, like, I recognized that it was very unusual for such a thing to generate here, and I still chose to fight it. It was probably a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, it's rolling. It doesn't deal damage to me, lucky me. I'm glad that I remember draw out power. I think that Ru is in need of a slight rework. I think that all 3 abilities should have their own cooldown so that people use more than just Apoc. Because as it is right now, people only use Apoc, right? Would that be a power increase for Ru? Yes, but I think that it would also make Ru more interesting. Maybe it should come accompanied by nerfs to the abilities that are not Apoc. I don't want any Apoc nerfs. I think that Apoc is the reason to go Ru in the first place. So nerfing Apoc would be almost like removing Ru. Maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. When I started the stream, and especially after the first character, I didn't expect it to go this well. Maybe I spoke too soon. Yeah, walking away with two Komodo dragons next to me is probably a bit greedy. I think they can get attacks of opportunity and normal attacks as well because I'm so slow. So that was a situation for great damage, or with the potential for great damage. I mean, yeah, ouch. 54. I don't have fear. I guess that we just used the second blinking. My fault for going downstairs there. I think that I could have just not gone downstairs and things would have been okay. Drought power heals me a bit. Yeah, Komodo dragons have 34 base damage. They're really strong. They are really strong because they don't come in bands normally, but if you happen to find 2 of them at the same time, it's more dangerous than fighting 2 death yaks at the same time. They're really strong. Okay, just give me all of the Komodo dragons, I suppose. Purity forms? No. Experience. I mean, I am curious about how much piety this would give me. Man, it's modest? Are you joking? I'm in a form. Why is it even a modest? Like, it should be a very high sacrifice if I have already put experience into the skill, into shape shifting specifically. I'm gonna sack experience again. Like, the other one, inhibited regeneration, means that you do not regen while monsters are visible, and I hate that one. I never. It's one of the mutations that I just like drink potions of mutation until I get rid of it. So I'm not gonna give that to myself willfully. Um, I think we get shields now because I do have a buckler. I am using a buckler, so might as well. I could put on the Amulet of Faith too. Oh, do I even need to? I don't need to put the Amulet of Faith on. Yeah, I don't. I can just wait for the perfect sacrifice now because I am at 5 pips of piety. I could even quiver Apoc. Yeah, quivering Apoc. How fun. Okay, finally we found magic mapping. Okay, I think that the healing on kills that you get from Morph is pretty cool. I really like that. Yeah, I'm just eating all the rats because why not? Part of a balanced diet, I suppose. So the other day when I took my mom out to the buffet, I was thinking how crazy inflation has been in the last couple of years. Like theoretically, the Mexican peso is gaining ground on the US dollar, but that's a bad thing for me because the donations and everything that I get is from like in US dollars, right? So I'm getting less pesos. And on the other hand, it's not like things are going down in price in pesos, so I'm just getting less money. Not to mention that things are also like going up. It's not like they are not going down; they're actively going up, probably because of the same phenomenon of the peso becoming more valuable compared to the U.S. dollar. Earnings in dollars, less dollars earned, more higher price for same amount of dollars. It's weird, and I do not like it. But yeah, anyway, I was just thinking about that when I took my mom to the buffet like this Friday, because I was like the other day, I mean like a couple of years ago, I received a $20 donation to eat Panda Express, and I don't think that I would be able to afford what I bought back then with the same $20 if I was to receive them today. And yeah, that realization is pretty brutal. I don't really crave it, really. Like, I don't want to eat Panda Express because last couple of times that I had it, like, I don't know, like, probably they changed cooks or something, or they changed procedure. But I didn't really enjoy it nearly as much as I have in other times. So yeah, I don't want to sack a night or drink. I can sack stealth. I'm a Naga, I can sack stealth. It's a modest sacrifice? Are you sure? I'm a Naga with +5 stealth. Are you sure you don't want to give me more piety for it? I don't want to sacrifice. I mean, I guess it doesn't really do anything for me to have stealth. Like, I actually don't mind sacking that. I'll do it. I'll sack stealth. Yeah, just because at some point I want to get to 6 pips of piety. 6 pips of piety with Rue means that, well, it increases the damage of your Apoc a bit, which is good. Yeah, for a character with 14 armor class in Lure, this is going really well. Um, I am going to partially attribute this to the incredible damage output of Morph, but I also have a min-delay Demon Trident of Elec, right? So that also must have something to do with the success that I've had so far. Okay, we kill Kirky. Maybe don't be surrounded. At least I was not surrounded by Komodo dragons this time. I started as a warper, as a random character, and I haven't cast a single translocation. Is Desert Beckoning level 2? Is Desert Beckoning level 2? Wow, it got buffed. It used to be level 3. That's useful. Need a corridor for this. Ouch. Okay, 46 HP versus 7-headed Hydra. You know what I should have done? I should have apoked. But since I am in a position where apoking one or two monsters, like, I don't really want to do that. Might as well just draw out power and kill them all in the more traditional way, as if I didn't have apok. Which is a pretty huge waste, considering that apok is the main reason to go Ru. Alright, last level of the lure, 10 shields. I'm gonna train it to 15, and I should probably already think about switching to the kite shield that I have. No. Let's go upstairs and do that. Okay, and we can get rid of these. Didn't find a volcano or a nice cave in lure. I guess it's fine. Yeah, it's not like this character is really starved for loot. I have Maw form, and I have the Demon Trident, and I also have a Barding. That's the most remarkable thing here, the Barding. Storm Talisman is beyond the scope of this character, really. Not to mention that I don't really like it. Like, I didn't like it that much back in the day before it got nerfed with the Talisman rework. And now that it got nerfed, I don't really feel like there is too much incentive to go for it. Yeah, like 21 skill for I guess the base damage, 29 max 35. It used to be way more than 35. It used to be crazy high. Um, I think Dragon Form deals more than 35 already. Yeah. Bonus armor class plus 15, plus 18, and max skill. That's really low for, like, sure, you get a ton of evasion, but you are walking around with 18 armor class, and it merges all of your body, all of your armor. I don't like it. You wanted to do Korean barbecue today, but the new places that opened were way too busy. You might have to wait a bit for things to calm down. Korean barbecue. I've never had it. Never had it. I think that it could be an interesting thing to have because after all, I do enjoy food. I do enjoy meat. Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit surprised that I managed to beat the elephants supported by the dream sheep at the same time. You didn't even know about them, so the fact that there even is one is great. You really enjoy it because meat. Yeah, meat is fantastic. Okay, yeah. I'm surprised with this character. When I started Naga Warper, I thought that it was going to die faster than the Draconian Artificer that I started before this. I've been playing random characters. This is a random character too. I think that it is likely that I'm gonna make an account only for random characters. I'm gonna play that just to track my win rate with random characters. Meat sweats big time. Meat sweats. You only ever had Korean barbecue when visiting friends in other cities. 45 minutes? Man, that's crazy. It's a long time to travel for food, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just talking from a position where like I'm not accustomed to doing that. After all, there's like a market very close to my house, so I can just buy meat and stuff there and prepare things myself. But when it comes to restaurants, there's not really that many like exotic restaurants, like something like Korean barbecue. I would have to walk for a while to get to something even slightly similar to that. You're tired of what's nearby. Understandable. Yeah. I'm like that as well. Only very recently I had a craving for tacos that they prepare in the market that I just told you about, and I hadn't had them in like a year. Partially because they ramped up their prices quite a lot. When I started buying from them, like 8 years ago, they sold the tacos for 14 pesos each, and now they sell them for 25 pesos each, which is a pretty insane um, ramp up in costs. So I haven't been buying from them that much because of that. I think that I can sacrifice low mana. Oh, but it's a trivial sacrifice. Okay, experience gets me to 6. Forms doesn't get me to 6. I don't know why Forms doesn't get me to 6. Um, Considering that I'm in a form, I think that the game should give me more piety for sacrificing all that experience, which I'm not gonna do. I'm just gonna reject them, actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice another level to get to 6. Sacrificing anything to get to 5 is kind of worth it, but sacrificing anything to get to 6 is not that worth it. The point between 5 and 6 pips of piety, or like the difference, is huge because you can afford to be way more picky since you already have APOC. 150 for one taco. Like the thing is that they're kind of okay. They're kind of okay, but they're not that okay, you know? Like 25 pesos for one taco is kind of expensive. And like it's not like those tiny tacos that you sometimes see. It's actually like pretty big and stuff. Like when I buy from them, I usually buy like 3 or 4 at most because that's like my limit. But it's still a bit too much. Like if I put the money that I would put to like that it would take me to buy enough to like sate myself, and I like dedicated it towards something else, like I would be able to maybe buy food for like that meal and maybe the next one and that kind of thing, you know? So it's not really that worth it. Only when like I had a very good day, like selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the weekend, or when I receive a donation, that kind of thing, do I really indulge in such luxuries. Normally, I don't eat like that. Okay, we just beat the Death Yak band while they were surrounding me by using Apoc. That went very well. It was kind of scary, and then I remembered that I have Apoc. Hydra. I think that this Hydra is like a special guest. I don't think that Hydras are supposed to generate in this bolt. Okay, we get the File of Lots. I have enough potions of haste for that thing. You remember how we used to think that it was gonna take a while for me to get 8 potions of haste? Well, here they are. So I think that it is worth it to check out what we have there. Oh, I think it would be funny if Mawform could like enhance your venom speed and made it more powerful, since now you have a huge mouth. Um, that would be funny, but I don't think that will ever be done. I wonder if Anaconda form can spit venom. If it can, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense because anacondas cannot do that kind of thing. Corn or flour tortillas? Corn, yeah. Or do you mean just in general? I mean, in general, it's still corn. Flour tortillas are more like a snack to me. Like I like them um, toasted in direct fire with salt and lemon. That's how I used to have them as a kid. Um, But yeah, since that kind of thing is so um, attention intensive, like you cannot just put it in the microwave for like a minute and have it be done. I don't really have it that often, which is probably a good thing if you think about it. Trove time, dual speed, one from the Naga mouth, one from the mole mouth. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, let's just go into the trove. I hope that I do not regret this. Oh, I have flying, that's convenient. Let me drop some stuff. Have a lot of unidentified potions. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, you don't have the items to give, I know. I hope that I do not regret this. Armor. Hat. Sure. Gloves of dexterity. Sure. Plate of ponderousness. Sure. Scarf of shadows. Nope. Helmet of intelligence. Yes. We don't need a hat. Kite shield of cold resistance. Upgrade. That's nice. So far it's been worth it. Ooh, okay. Best decision that this character could have ever made. Yeah. Okay. Gauntlets of War. Yeah. Cool. Hey, Kite Shield with willpower. I really like the idea of Kite Shield with willpower. Now I have two sources of willpower. I don't have to be afraid of anything. Cloak of Preservation also. Yeah, okay, so this was super duper worth it. It's kind of crazy how worth it this was. Man, Plate of Cold Resistance. Alright, yeah. Hella worth it. One of the most worth it tropes that I've ever entered. It's kind of miraculous how good it was. Yeah, Gauntlets of War. Cool, cool. No bardings, however. I do have to notate that there were 0 bardings in there. I'm a Naga, and I got an armor trove, and I got 0 bardings, but I got the Gauntlets of War. So who am I to complain about no bardings? Okay, let's go upstairs. I wonder if I get healing from eating one of those Skeletal warriors. Oh, Nagas do not get constriction until level 13? That's lame. Ouch. Seriously. 74 for walking. How did I walk? I suppose. How dare I walk? Skeletal warriors are really powerful enemies after all. Thinking about how I want to do this. Oh, I know how I think would be a good thing to do. Yeah, I think that we power leap. Oh no, like if power leap gave me a bit more range, maybe. I don't have blinking. Blinking would be a pretty good thing here. I would just blink into the pond. Man. Okay, so I think that I could also power leap into here and then just drink heal wounds. They don't have polearms, so it's gonna be a fair fight. I don't think that like staying here or walking away are either good ideas, so I'm gonna do exactly that. Power leap over here. That's fine. And we heal. 14. Pretty lame, and 24. Okay, that's gotta be good enough. Okay, we kill the first one, no issue. We kill the second one, no issue. How many heal wounds do I have? 6. It's a lot of heal wounds. We don't have identify. It would be cool to have some identify because after all I have a ton of potions that I have yet to identify. Not that it matters too much, I have the important ones identified, I suppose. But I want to know what I have. Bonjour, comme ça va? Oui, oui. Je très bien. Je ne parle pas français. Yeah. I don't know how to say that I'm okay. I'm doing fine in French. My knowledge of French is extremely limited. I know how to pronounce things, but I don't know how to formulate a phrase in French. And like if you don't know how to formulate a phrase in French or in any language, you don't really know how to speak the language. Muy bien. Yeah, this character has been pretty good so far. I'm walking around in Maw form, but I think that I should probably abandon Maw form, considering that I have plus 10 Ponder Plate, and I'm a Naga already, so I cannot walk. So I cannot walk in combat, I mean. So Ponder Plate makes sense. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing that. Let's train armor, because after all, I am thinking about putting on Ponder Plate. Maw form is reasonable on a Naga because I get half the armor from my body armor, right? I am marked. I should probably re-teleport here. Okay, I'm gonna epoch, and then we're gonna just kill everything. Maybe I shouldn't have teleported. There was no need to teleport really. Um, but yeah, since Naga gets less armor from like plain unenchanted body armor, it's not that much of a sacrifice to use Maw form, specifically Maw form, and I guess blade hands as well. But now that I have really, really good armor, I think that now it's time to abandon Maw form. Anyway, it was fine while I had it. I didn't really run into any issues. Wait a second. Oh, for a second I thought that I had left it in the trove. I'm very glad that I didn't. 35 armor class, 1 evasion. Oof. Is this worth it? Maybe with granite for like 2.4 movement speed. Imagine that. That sounds painful. Yeah, I was also thinking of going Che, but because this is a warper, so I have lesser beckoning, which I learned that I never cast. I mean, I have 35 armor class and 19 shield. This better be good enough for a while. I want to level up to 15 too. Well, not about, but like I'll get to 15 at some point and I'll level up strength. Let's go to Orc. Let's see what Orc has to offer. Orc 1 has nothing really. Orc 2 has a bunch of monsters that have a very hard time bypassing my 35 armor class. This is pretty funny. But you know when it's not gonna be funny? When I see Orc Sorcerers and they Bolt of Fire me for a ton of damage. That is going to happen. And it's going to happen immediately, in fact. There it is. Speed Poison. I think that it could be funny if the poison speed also had like some side effects, as for example, sometimes blinding the monsters temporarily. Like I think that could be cool. Maybe silencing the monsters, like oh, it got into my mouth, kind of thing. Would that make Naga too powerful? I don't think so. Orc with draining. I don't think that draining should be marked as an exotic item. I think that maybe distortion should be the thing. Yeah, draining is like whatever. Okay. Apok. Oh, we got paralysis on the Orc Warlord. That's convenient. We killed the Orc Warlord without a lot of difficulty. Man, sometimes that Orc Warlord is so difficult to kill, and sometimes it's like, oh, I am a worshipper of Ru. Tough luck. 5 satyrs versus 4 Yakter captains. So we have moved beyond the Naga warrior or the Naga sharpshooters and the master archers. I see. Let me launch local crawl. Okay, I have launched local crawl. Let me switch to the thing to set the channel point prediction. Who wins? Satyrs versus Yaks. 4 Satyrs versus 4 Yakter captains. Personally, I would say that the Yakter captains win. Yeah, Yakter captains are pretty crazy strong. There was a command to speed up the thing. Oh, do I have to change it in my RC file? I really have to do that. Satyrs have Master Archer flag. Yak captains don't have Master Archer flag. I guess they don't. Um, okay, I'm gonna wait for 5 minutes and then I'm gonna run the thing. In the meantime, we can go back to playing Crawl. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the tail to trigger because we cannot deal with Jorgrun and a Warlord while I don't have Apoc. Maybe if I had Apoc, I would be able to kill them very easily. Let's just go upstairs. Yeah, might as well go upstairs while I still am in conditions to fight, because if I go upstairs and I run into a very nasty fight, that could kill me. Do you have Iron Shot or something? Okay, you do have Ledas on making. You also have Petrify, but I have the willpower, so Petrify is not a worry. Man, Apoc is so busted. Apoc is such a broken, broken god ability. Even when I didn't like Ru, when I didn't go Ru, I said that Apoc was the most powerful god ability in the game. Now that I go Ru a lot more frequently, yeah, it really is the most powerful god ability in the game, because it's on the same power level as a level 9 spell. The thing with a level 9 spell compared to Apoc is that you don't get to spam Apoc because it has a cooldown. But the thing with Apoc compared to a level 9 spell is that the level 9 spell, you don't get it on the 8, right? And you do get Apoc on the 8. Power Leap. Jump. Yep. Just to get rid of that guy with distortion. We don't want to run into any complications with getting banished. I can sack forms now. Yeah, now that I have all that I have, I can sack forms. Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna go for Satu form. I was kind of thinking about it at the start, but like I'm not gonna do it. You can no longer voluntarily shape form. Change form. Your shapeshifting skill lost 9 levels and is now at level 0. Oh, oh man, that sucks. Wow, I didn't know that. It also disables potions of 3. Wow, that sack should maybe be worth more. Potions of 3 are really good. Monkey. Yeah, Monkey is there like in description for distortion, because my inscription for distortion used to be like don't do anything with it and like a bunch of other things. That essentially made it so that you got prompted if you so much as looked at the weapon of distortion. Um, and Monkey was like, okay, since you have everything in the inscription for distortion, can you also add Monkey? And I was like, sure, but now I don't have that. Um, okay, let's continue. It's just like Mikey and slaying and tower shields, because Mikey likes slaying and didn't like tower shields. How much damage do I do? 33. Man, I have a plus 11 from enchantment and slaying. It's pretty nice. This has been a pretty fantastic character. Yeah. Wow, Pearl skills too. I mean, I don't particularly care. I already have some really good stuff. But Pearl skills are pretty rare. Yeah, this character has just gotten all of the dragon skills. I don't think I care about any of those things other than to identify curing. That's kind of important. Yeah, I think Apoc on the Warlords is worth it. We don't particularly want to cast spells today. The hardest part of Ru is getting there. Yeah. I do have to say that this game I used draw out power a little bit when it came to getting into nasty situations before having Apoc, and it was pretty useful. Man, that ring was almost great. It was on the verge of greatness. Um, yeah, like poison resistance doesn't matter. Resistance to negative is good. Willpower is good. 6 strength is good. Slay -5? Nope. Nope. I like the gauntlets of war. I guess that's all that can be said about that. I like the gauntlets of war. So, currently I have one ring. Well, 2 rings, I guess. I have a ring of willpower, but I'm not opposed to ditching that for something else. So I might be interested in checking that. Let's take a look at this ghost. Lots of evasion. For some reason I have a lot of accuracy though. Okay, not bad. Ring of Strength. Doesn't increase my damage that much. Yeah, the thing with this kinda low damage weapon is that it's not gonna get heavily impacted by my strength. I'm still gonna get strength on experience level 15 because I need more strength to not have 1 evasion. But it's not gonna contribute to my damage nearly as much as it would if I was using unarmed combat or a different weapon. Lots of potions of mutation in shops. I think that I am interested in buying some of them. Yeah, maybe using potions of mutation. I think that's fine. I don't particularly care about having low intelligence because I don't have any intention of casting spells. I think that's okay. Yeah, sure. We're sticking with that. I should probably also get some amount of evasion. After all, I have 25 dexterity. Okay, let's actually run the simulation. This is the thing, right? I think this is the thing. Okay. There we go. Crawl 0.30. 4 satyrs versus 4 Yachter captains. All bets are set, so let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, they have cause fear. Oh, that's cheating. I mean, even then, look at that. Yeah. I mean, that was 1. I'm gonna run it 8 more times. I forgot to put the thing. But remember that Satyr is 1-0. I cannot believe that the Satyrs are actually destroying. Well, in that occasion, they destroyed the Yachter captains. The hexes are just too much for the Yachter captains. In equal numbers, like a Satyr can just hex a Yachter captain, and then it's an easy fight. Crazy. Yeah, and they're very consistently getting hexed almost immediately. I think that a fair fight would be maybe 3 Satyrs versus 4 Yachter captains. But even then, like, Cossphere just ruins everything, and any Satyr can just use Cossphere, and that kind of wins the fight. Yeah, look at that. Cause Fear as a monster spell is so powerful when it comes to dealing with other monsters. Who would have suspected it? If those were player satyrs, that Fear wouldn't be landing so well. Yeah, player hexes are just so much weaker compared to monster hexes. It's kind of crazy. Okay, look at that. This time, the Yaktars did get feared, but it wasn't immediate, and so now, like, the Yaktars actually won. Yeah, okay, so the Satyr is won overall, but it just comes to how um, how quick do the Satyrs hex here. And yeah, like, as soon as they hex, they just win the fight. It's kind of one-sided. And yeah, 8 Satyr, 1 Yaktar captains. That's crazy. Let's pay out. The Satyrs won. I cannot believe that. Okay, back to tiles we go. Alrighty, let's continue. I was about to Apoc there, but it's not worth it to Apoc versus a bunch of normal orcs. It's only worth it to Apoc if I'm fighting something that's, actually threatening. Another scroll of acquirement. I don't want anything. I guess I'll get the money. Yeah, the Cloak of the Thief is not an item that I've ever liked. Slay -2 is not a property that I like to see in anything that I have, ever, pretty much. So for being a character with 1 evasion, this is actually going surprisingly well. I would have already expected to have been punished for having 1 evasion, but it hasn't happened. I should buy and use this Amulet of Reflection. Normally I would like regen, but I have been walking around for far too long without an amulet, and I do have a shield. Might as well just get Reflection. It's a pretty good falchion. You block the stone arrow and reflect it back. So enjoyable to have reflection when you have a large shield stat. Am I getting more shield stat than usual because I have good dexterity? Yeah, the shield stat scales with dexterity, so it's a good thing that I have so much dexterity, even if I'm not using a dexterity weapon. Should also train dodging, as I mentioned earlier. I wonder how much dodging or how much evasion I'm gonna get from doing this. Oh boy, a gauntlet. Time to use Scroll of Revelation. Oh, I know why I have so much shield stat. It's because the shield is enchanted. It's such a strange thing for me to have an enchanted shield that I didn't even think about that. But sure, I'm not gonna complain about having an enchanted shield. Alrighty, where is the thing? I'm very close to it. Yeah, as I mentioned the other day, I think it would be good if Gauntlets also got the temple treatment, where everything is already out-explored by the time you go in here, so you can just go in here and immediately check for the loot. I guess I want the helmet. Let's see, what do I have when it comes to helmet? Intelligence. I don't particularly care about that. Let's go for the helmet. Yeah, let's go for the helmet. If I can get other things alongside the helmet, it would be cool, but I suspect that I'll only be able to get the helmet. I like this gauntlet layout because it lets me choose the beginning and the end, and I just have to be able to deal with the middle for sure. Yeah, and I will be able to deal with it. It's not gonna be difficult. Okay, I have to deal with a molten gargoyle if I want that dazzling helmet, and I do want it. Cool. I can probably deal with that. Worst case scenario, I have potions of resistance already identified. A potion of haste. I do want that. And a normal ring. I want the potion of haste a bit more. Okay, we should be able to deal with this. No issues. With no issue at all. Helps a bit that I can fly, you know, so I can position myself and fight more easily. Level 14. Ring of Wizardry, we are never using that. And then let's go for the thing. Gotta be careful with that Catoble Pass. Yeah. Alright. Very powerful character. Wow! I cannot believe this. What is this character? Why is this happening? I mean, I am not going to complain, but why is this happening? I'm very confused right now. I have 10 slaying. I have 10 slaying off of 2 items. I have the Helmet of War and the Gauntlets of War. Yeah, I have a set. Do I get bonus slaying because I have 2 of the same set of item? That would be funny. What game does that? I think it is Terraria that gives you bonuses if you have a set of items equipped. But Crawl doesn't do that. It's an amulet of Guardian Spirit, so I don't care about it. We also don't care about the Talisman of Death. I would say that this was pretty fantastic. Sometimes when I go for the Randart in the Gauntlet, like I end up being very disappointed. Not this time. This time we walk out of there with 5 more slaying than I entered, which is of course incredible considering that I'm using something that is faster than a normal weapon, the Demon Trident of Elec. Yeah, man, this has been a character and a half. Now I have 42 armor class. Looking pretty good. $38. I'm about to hit 40 damage rating. On a one-hander, that is kinda crazy high. Yeah, two-handers get to much higher numbers much more easily because of their higher base damage. But yeah, 40 on a one-hander is pretty good. What did we start off as? Warper. It was a random character too. What is the key combination? Not that. It's this. Yeah. Level 14 Naga Warper. The key combination is capital E. No idea why it is capital E, but it lets you know what you started as, how long until your next level, how long have you been playing for, and I guess the salt clock. But the salt clock is not real. You only ever see the salt clock on Meteoran. Yeah. I have been playing since the introduction of Salt Clock on a rather frequent fashion, and only as Meteoran have I ever seen the Salt Clock be a thing that matters. Um, let's go ahead and go do. Man, it's the crawl mid game moment. I suspect that I'm gonna be able to do either Swamp or Snake, and it will be okay. I would like to believe that. So let's go do Snake. I think that it is unlikely that I'm gonna find any upgrades here, but I am a Snake, so it makes sense to be on Snake. Mm. I have identified the last scroll. Who knows what that is? But it was, well, what I'm carrying anyway is a scroll vulnerability. I think the scroll of poison was the last scroll, because I don't remember having seen one of those until now. What do you have? Do you have... Oh, you have a Randart. Cool. It's actually a pretty good Randart. Look at that. No downside, reasonably enchanted, and 2 resistances. If I was using swords, I would have been very happy to find such an item, but maybe I wouldn't have gotten this far if I was using swords. After all, that would have meant that I would have left the Demon Trident of Elec on the floor. So, but an amulet of reflection, and just a couple of levels later, we find one on the floor. Just classic crawl things, I suppose. It's not like it matters. Yeah, I just remember that it might not be a terrible idea to equip the storm skills. I do have them, right? Yeah. Gonna take a huge hit to my armor class by doing this. Lose exactly 10. Yeah, because they have the same armor. They have the same base armor class, plate and storm skills, but the storm skills are not plus 10. And I gain 1 evasion. I guess that's cool. I hope that Snake does not proceed to destroy me because I decided to sacrifice 10 armor class for resistance to electricity. If things go poorly, I can always switch back if I survive the fight where things go poorly, of course. But I also have Apoc, so I'm sure that I can survive any fight where things don't go as well as I would like them to go. That Jing time. And after that, I think we get a team fighting. After all, Nagas have a ton of HP. That's their thing. They have many downsides, but at least they have HP. And the ability to wear bardings, I suppose, that's also nice. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of a corridor here to deal with these guys. I could have also used Apoc, but I figured that a corridor was the safer choice. You never know when you're actually gonna need Apoc. No need to use it on frivolous fights where you have other options, I suppose. Mm. So yeah, I started as a warper, but I never really cast any spells. I haven't cast a single spell in the entirety of the game. I started with polearms, and then I found Deathmoon, who had Darflail, heavy Darflail. That's what Edmund had. And then I found this Demon Trident while I was on my training montage to get powerful enough to be able to beat Edmund and take that Darflail. And then I decided that I didn't care about the Darflail that much after all. What do you have? Kite Shield and Anti-Magic War Axe. I think I would like to keep what I have right now. Yeah. I briefly considered the Kite Shield because of the extra armor class, but nah. Who really needs that? I already have a lot of armor class. My evasion is going up quite a lot. Yeah, it was only a couple of moments ago that I was at 1 evasion and now I'm at 6. It's still very little, to be completely honest, but it is still a lot more than what I had before. Now I have a bit of a chance to actually dodge some stuff. Alrighty. This has been surprisingly pleasant for being the crawl mid-game, but I guess that's just how it goes when the game decides to give you absolutely everything in the world. Yeah, this character is so fortunate, it just has everything. I even have resistance to electricity that I don't have to sacrifice um, my defenses or other resistances for. Well, I guess I did sacrifice an armor class, but is that really a big issue, sacrificing an armor class? I still have 33. Um, also, I have been getting a lot of evasion, very useful. You know what, Apoc? Yeah. That was definitely the kind of fight where Apoc was the correct thing to do. Because I was getting kinda destroyed and I was in the open. It was Apoc or using a scroll of teleports. And I only have 5, you know. It's not unlikely to run out of scrolls of tele. Has happened to me in the past. Not having fire resistance here is kinda slightly annoying, but not really that bad. Yeah, I think that not having fire resistance here is manageable, as opposed to not having resistance to electricity, which can just make you explode if you find a shock serpent. Getting lots of dodging very quickly. Wonder why it's going up so fast. Oh, it's because I'm blazing through Snake. That's what's been happening. Did I get shafted or something? Not really. No. Okay. Yeah, might as well just epoch all of that. I was holding on to my epoch because I thought that I had seen a Nagaraja, but I think it was just a Naga mage with the new background for exotic items. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great thing that the game now warns you, hey, that monster has something kinda messed up that you might want to check out. It's gonna help me a lot to not die in some situations where I otherwise would have died. So I really like the change. Yeah, this character is pretty strong. Any character that can survive a Guardian Serpent like it's nothing is a pretty strong character in my books. Hey, we finally hit 2 digits evasion. I um, I didn't have that like ever. I think it's the first time in the game that I have 2 digits evasion. I can polearm through statues now. That's nice. I don't think that used to be possible, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Oh, I get why I get this now. Yeah, I understand the statues. The statues are there so that the Guardian Serpent can ruin your day more easily, because it wouldn't be able to do it through walls, through transparent walls, but it can do it through statues. I see, I see. Quicksilver Dragon. Okay, this might be the most dangerous thing that I have faced in the entirety of the game. I have Curare for it. For a boss monster for the poison branch, it's not very poison resistant, you know. But yeah, it was very easy to kill. The dangerous part here is that it was accompanied by other monsters. I thought that the Nagaraja was gonna give me some trouble. Fortunately, it was not the case. So yeah, I have to say that when I came in here originally, I didn't expect to get 10 armor class or 10 evasion rather from my training of dodging, especially only from the experience that I would get here. But that's a pretty good thing. I'm very happy about having gotten that much evasion. Yeah, finally two digits. I still with the Serpent Talisman. I cannot use it because I can no longer shapeshift, but I think it would be interesting to see if I could spit in Anaconda form. Yeah, won't get to try that this game, however, because I sacrificed shapeshifting. By the way, a couple of minutes ago, well, who knows how long ago actually, I got these sacrifices, and I guess I never rejected them. I think I have had them for like 3 experience levels or so. Should have rejected them earlier. Not that it matters too much. 5 pips of piety is good enough. I do want to get to 6 eventually. Randart ties scales and Randart plates. I am tempted to buy the Randart plates. It has a slay -6. We're not using that. We're not using it because it's smelly. The game said so. So we got a rune already, right? Yeah. Okay, I think that it's one of the rare occurrences where I can go do swamp and snake. Yeah. Rare situation where my character is powerful enough to do both. Oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, storm scales give me less evasion penalty because they're slightly lighter. But I don't need resistance to electricity for swamp. I would rather have the 10 armor class at the cost of 2 evasion. Yeah, maybe for bolts we go back to the storm scales. I think it would be cool if I found Baisu Shen, because Baisu Shen can give me more highly enchanted storm scales. Doing this with the polearm is gonna be nice, since a good amount of monsters here have reaching. The Goliath frogs and the Spriggan riders have reaching. Then there's also monsters that also have ranged attacks, and it's gonna help with those as well. Yeah, there's a lot of advantages to using polearms that I don't normally get to enjoy. But the part of the reason why I don't normally get to enjoy going polearms is because the one-handed polearms are really, really bad. Halberds are okay for the point in the game that you get them anyway, and glaives and bardiches are also kind of fine. But it's just more likely that you're gonna find something really good if you start maces, because darflails are really good. Yeah, even this game I was about to go for a darflail, and I would have still gone for the darflail if it was not for the fact that I ended up finding this incredible demon trident when I did. Yeah, I think that we have reached the point where the character is just really, really powerful. I think that I'm still lacking some stuff, most noticeably fire resistance. I think that it would also be okay if I found a source of resistance to electricity that didn't require my body armor slot, so that I could wear either fire skills, which I already have, or gold skills, which I will get at some point. Um, but if those things don't happen, I think it would be possible for me to win the game, even if it would be very difficult. Yeah, it would require me to play much better, much more carefully than I've been playing since we got past the earliest parts of the game. Yeah, once we got the Demon Trident, really is when the whole easy mode thing got enabled. And then I got 10 slaying. Yeah, so like in case the Demon Trident was starting to decay or something, we got 10 slaying. Um, I wonder how. Oh, my illusion only hits for 32. It's crazy. I hit for 42. Why does my illusion only hit for 32? Oh, because my illusion doesn't have 10 slaying. I get it. Why does my illusion not have 10 slaying? I mean, my illusion is kind of unkillable. Resistant to poison, cold, and acid? I guess that I'm also resistant to poison, cold, and acid. How much willpower do Nagas get? Do they get 4 willpower per level up? I thought that they got 3. But if they get 4, I can free up a ring slot for something else. Naga. Willpower. Do they get 5? Wait a second. Do they get 5 willpower? They get 5. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm very happy with that knowledge. 5 willpower per level up is a pretty fantastic thing to have. Definitely lets me get rid of this ring of willpower and replace it for something else. Maybe I should have done it earlier. Is it me or are rings of fire resistance like super rare nowadays? Because last successful game that I had, like last win, I also didn't find a ring of fire until like very very late into the game, and this time I also haven't found it, and they used to be like much more common. I don't know for sure, but it certainly feels like that to me. Um, yeah, I should go find some ring that I can put on now that I have realized that I only really need one source of willpower to not get destroyed by hexes. It's a pretty good realization, let me tell you that. +6 tower shield with minus tele. It's a pretty okay tower shield. Minus tele is not good, however. But I have a Ru. Maybe Ru compensates for that somewhat. Okay, I need one of roots. And I would like to use... Okay, that actually went very well. But yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna be equipping that tower shield anytime soon. It's actually not very exciting, the prospect of purposefully equipping minus tele as such a slow character, you know? Maybe if I could walk, but I cannot really walk in combat. Or rather, I guess that I could, but it is very risky to do such a thing. Okay, I didn't want to APOC here, but you leave me no choice but to APOC. Man, imagine if I was not a worshipper of Ru in these situations. The game has thrown me into some ridiculous situations a bit too frequently where I have no other option but to APOC. Yeah, all 3 stairs were surrounded, or like all 3 stairs were in the same spot that's full of enemies. Maybe it's like a nasty swamp for entrance or so. Or maybe I just got destroyed by random generation, because that sometimes happens. Maybe getting destroyed is not so accurate, not such an accurate thing to say, considering that I did beat all of the monsters. But if I had been anything except for a Ru worshipper, it wouldn't have been that good. I'm just gonna sacrifice Arcana, we don't care, I'm not gonna be casting spells. Ru indicates that your awakening is complete. I don't know why sacrificing spells that I have no intention of ever casting is worth more piety than sacrificing forms which I was actively using and I actually trained for. But That's just what the game says, so whatever. Okay, let's tap Lerny. I'm sure nothing bad can happen. You redirect the Lerny's attack. Okay, it just died. It got destroyed by itself because everyone knows that Hydras are a very bad matchup for Hydras. Sure. 15, 15, two of them at the same time. Or do I train evocations? Let's train a little bit of evocations. Why not? I can get a file of slots from a bolt with some ghosts that I didn't want to kill earlier. But now I'm for sure powerful enough to deal with them. Yeah, there's no way that I'm not powerful enough to deal with them. I was walking around with zero scrolls of blinking. It's nice to have one. Oh man, look at these globes. If I didn't have the gauntlets of war, like these are in fact so good that I might eventually get rid of the gauntlets of war for these. Look at them. They're so good. Double willpower resistance to electricity regen. Man, they're so good. Such good globes. I wish they were not globes and they were like barding. Yeah, I wish they were barding or a helmet or well, maybe not helmet. Yeah, cloak. Yeah, a cloak would be nice. But anyway, those are going to be an option. Tough competition for the Gauntlets of War, I do have to say that. Alrighty, we have conquered Lure until we have to do Slime, which we can probably do soon with Apoc anyway, but I might as well go to Bolts. And in Bolts, I want resistance to electricity. Do I want resistance to electricity more than I want pipe slaying? Because I can get that from either sacrificing 5 slaying and 3 armor class or sacrificing 10 armor class for the storm skills. Let's try the storm skills. Yeah, 34, 10, 24 doesn't sound bad at all. Better than sacrificing 5 slaying and 3 armor class. The 3 armor class was the thing that tipped the scales actually. I was ready to sacrifice the gloves, at least for a bit. I'm glad that I didn't have to make that decision, however. Yeah, Thunderhook. The Thunderhook was there just waiting for me to decide that I didn't actually need resistance to electricity to do this plays. Thunderhooks are so evil. Like, they're so powerful. So much more powerful than almost any other electricity monster in the game. I like that ring, and I don't have a ring, so I'm gonna put this on. You can't carry that many items. That's not good. Laughs in Shock Serpent, yep. Not this time. And we did get to see a non-zero amount of Shock Serpents, but we managed to deal with them because we have Storm Scales. Because the game was somehow generous enough to give me Storm Scales on D7. I didn't equip them on D7 because I'm a Naga, but now they're reasonable to equip. Yeah, now it makes sense to put them on. Yeah, at this point it's gonna be very difficult for a shop to significantly upgrade my character. When I saw that it was an armor shop, I was hoping to get immediately refuted by the game, but we didn't really get anything. Like, nah, we need fire resistance. We don't need weakness to fire. I accidentally dropped the Gauntlets of War. We don't want to do that. What I wanted to drop was this Ring of Fire and this Ring of Willpower. We're not gonna be using those for the rest of the game. Yeah, so nice that these guys, Nagas, get 5 willpower per level up. If it wasn't so annoying and difficult to get a Naga past the early game, I would play Naga a lot more. Because I do like the 5 willpower per level up. Mommy also has that, but Mommy has the exact same issue. We did end up finding statue form at some point. Not that I particularly care about it anymore. Yeah, and even before sacrificing transmutations or shapeshifting, I don't know if it would have been a very exciting thing for me to find. Okay, back to armor and dodging. Okay, it's starting to look like I want to apoc these guys. That's a lot of monsters. I kind of wish that I hadn't apoc'd. Yeah, lots of Bogarts doing Bogart stuff. Well, take a look at my newly trained evocations skill. The Dire Elephants push me away from the Bogart. Very annoying. I'm still fine. Like my HP might be rather low in terms of percentage, but it's still very high. There's characters that get to this point in the game with like 100 or less HP. So I can probably deal with just being at 45 HP for a bit. Well, maybe 45 is a bit too low. We can probably teleport here and heal wounds. We're fine now. Maybe I can snipe the Bogart. Ah, come on. Thunderhooks are so powerful. I still insist that Thunderhooks should get nerfed. I think that they are too powerful as they are right now with their 3 dice of 26 smite targeted electricity attack. To be completely fair, it can miss, but how often does that really happen? Not very often. Oh wait, I have power leap. I should probably get used to doing power leap more because in that situation, power leap was the solution to get rid of the Bogart. Yeah, found dragon form. But even if I was, even if I hadn't sacrificed shapeshifting, I don't think that I would be interested in dragon form. After all, that removes my my weapon, and I like my weapon. It also removes my 10 slaying, and I also like my 10 slaying. Okay, 2 knights, entrance to crypts, some scroll shop. I wonder what that scroll shop is gonna have. Oh, a scroll linking. We take those. I think that I also want identify. Yeah, for sure I want identify. Now I have identified all that there is to identify. Didn't need to buy it. I was carrying 4 and I bought 2 and I used 2 and now the 4 that I was carrying was are useless items because there's nothing else to identify in the game. That's a nice change. It happened a couple of years ago, the identify change, but I do like it. I wish that the scroll of identify itself was identified from the very beginning, so that you didn't just waste a bunch of things searching for identify. But it's fine that it isn't. It's perfectly okay. Yeah, we have finally gotten to the point where the Naga is just very powerful. And so, I would like to mention something about the early game versus later parts of the game. In the early game, every encounter can be very deadly. Like, the early game is pretty punishing when it comes to that kind of thing. You need to get the perfect combination of luck and and skill to survive some situations. Sometimes you just don't have the resources to survive certain situations that you were put in by the game. The more the game goes on, the least often that kind of thing happens. I personally don't think it's such a bad thing that the game becomes easier in a sense the more it goes on. Um, but I can see how some people could find it boring. In fact, I have mentioned in the past that I like Rift Wizard a lot because throughout the entirety of the experience, you remain engaged. Like there's interesting decisions that you have to make, and it definitely involves a lot of thinking that can get pretty exhausting. Crawl really is not that much like that. Like the example is what's been happening in the screen throughout this that I've been telling you. There's been a couple of fights, but it's been nothing that I haven't really been able to deal with on what's essentially autopilot. Um, that's partially because I have a really powerful character, and partially because that's just how the crawl um, mid to late game is. It only gets really nasty beyond a certain point. Like at SOT, things start to get, kind of like in the early game. I think it would be interesting if the entirety of the game was like that, but it would also involve a lot of balance considerations that the game cannot really do because it's not Rift Wizard. And in Rift Wizard, you get a lot more things guaranteed, right? So you can build around one thing or another with consistency. Like every game, you can do it. Every game you can get Blink in Rift Wizard, and getting Blink in Rift Wizard is it's like getting unlimited blinking in Crawl. And despite how busted that sounds, it's not that busted because sometimes the monsters can hit you even if you blink, and there's a lot of monsters that can hit you at the same time, and so on and so on. So like in Rift Wizard, that kind of thing is balanced. In Crawl, Infinite Blink wouldn't be balanced. Best evidenced by the fact that there used to be Infinite Blink in Crawl. It was called Control Blink, the level 7 uh, translocations spell that got removed from the game, precisely because it was way too powerful. It was also a spell that was mimicking the effect of a consumable, and the devs don't like to have those in the game. So that's another reason why it got removed. But yeah, what I'm talking about is that kind of like powerful option that the player has that is not like super expensive and super limited and super special. It would be something that Crawl would need to implement to make the game more interesting at all spots of the game. So like you have a bunch of options that you can think about how to use and when to use in situations. As the game is right now, it has to be balanced around the possibility of maybe not finding a lot of scrolls of blinking and stuff, or like just like getting really unlucky with certain consumables, certain resistances, and so on and so on. You know what I'm talking about. So that makes it so that fights that could maybe be exciting, dangerous, or difficult for characters that are weaker than this one, for example, are like a walk in the park for characters that are strong like this one. Um, yeah. I don't think that's necessarily like a terrible thing about Crawl, but I do think that it is a weakness directly the result of Kroll's design philosophy in a sense. Okay, do I have a port? I do know about a port, miraculously. Can I cast it? I can actually cast it with a 56% chance to fail. That's more than enough. Who even needs more than 56% chance to fail? What is this? It's a rope that is not very good. Okay. There we go. My job here is done. Since I had APOC, I didn't really think too much about doing that. Very easy. Come on, let's go elsewhere. I guess that the next thing to do for this character is depths. Yeah. Man, this character feels really good. Look at that. 37 armor class in storm skills. I was thinking that maybe I would like to get rid of them at some point, but now I might just win the game with storm skills as enchanted as I can get them. Oh, I can do elf. Let's go to elf. I don't think that elf will give me a lot of trouble, and maybe we find Baisu Shen there. Or maybe more highly enchanted storm skills. Or a Wislav, that also works. Magic mapping. I am normally in favor of changing the name of things if it drastically changes the way that they work. But I don't think that I can say the same for Scrolls of Revelation / Magic Mapping. I think that the rework of Magic Mapping is not pointless. That I can tell you. The ability to see through walls can be situationally useful, but I feel like it's never something that you are actively like, oh yeah, this is the perfect situation to read a scroll of magic mapping revelation on. I'm not doing this. So, so yeah, I think that in that sense the rework was kind of a failure. Um, and I also don't think that the way that the scroll works changed drastically enough for it to be renamed, because it still does the same thing that magic mapping does. It just does a little bit more, that a little bit more compared to old magic mapping. I would have preferred it to be still called magic mapping, in my opinion. Magic mapping +1 maybe. um, and yeah, like this feels kind of like a monkey's paw when it comes to a consumable that gives you see invisible. What I was thinking of when I said that I wanted a consumable that gave see invisible was literally a potion of see invisible. That's what I wanted. Um, but it is not what was delivered. At the end of the day, I guess that it is a consumable that lets you see invisible, but it only does so for one turn. It's kind of useless if you already know that you're fighting a monster that is invisible. It's only useful in case you don't know what kind of invisible monster it is. And that might be useful for players that do not have a lot of experience. Like, for example, you are brand new and you press out explore and then you see something hits you. I would instantly know that it's an unseen horror, assuming that it is early in the game, but a new player is not gonna know what an unseen horror is. So that's an item that would be useful for a new player. However, I think that's kind of a net hackism, because the more the game goes on, or rather the more that you play the game, the more you're gonna know what things do and that kind of thing. So you're gonna know that what the invisible monster is instantly. So it's not very useful in that regard. Um, what is this vault? I don't think that I have ever seen this vault. Weird. No, seriously, what is that vault? Anyway, there's a storm dragon. Nothing to be afraid of. I have the resistance. Okay, got a scroll blinking from it, so no complaining. Weird bolt. No idea. Why? No idea what was the flavor of the bolt or anything. Maybe it's something that you can more easily figure out if you play tiles. But to me, it just looked unusual. So yeah, anyway, to go back to the thing that I was talking about earlier when it comes to like dangerous moments that require your attention and stuff in crawl, I would definitely not be opposed to a broader rework of the game so that the game is more interesting at all points without feeling like it's destroying you for not getting lucky enough. And I think that this is a really good character to talk about that kind of thing because this is obviously a character that has gotten really lucky, and by extension, most of these encounters, most of these fights have been very easy. Even fights versus annihilators that happen to hit me with 50 damage crystal spears are easy because I know that it's not gonna happen again and that nothing else can like come in and finish the job. So like even if I take a little bit of damage, it's not really that much of an issue. Um, yeah, I think that it would be interesting if there was something done about about that kind of thing because I do consider it to be kind of an issue with the game that once you get past the extremely brutal early game, the game is kind of easy until you get to the crawl mid-game experience, which is usually the filter. Like if you survive the early game, better be strong enough to survive this part. And then if you happen to be able to survive that part, then you're often good to go. Not always, but you're often good to go. This Nicola encounter reminds me that I should have gone and bought or like gotten the file of lots. I have the training for it after all, and I do want file of lots. At least it was not necessary for dealing with Nicola this time, because I have the resistance. It certainly is nice to have the resistance. Such a rare luxury. Not having potions of 3 because of the form sacrifice is maybe gonna be scary in SOT, because that means not reform for Torment immunity. So yeah, did you hear that Depot of Elementalists no longer have the annoying spell that summoned a million Earth Elementals? I'm so glad that they don't have it anymore because it was very annoying. Now they have LRD, which is scary, but definitely not an issue for a character with 38 armor class. And this character is killing things so fast. I am astonished. But I guess that's just what 10 slaying does for a character. I should have characters with 10 slaying more frequently, you know? Certainly would be a nice thing to be able to control. Okay. Man. I am not gonna say that I came away from that one unscathed, but keeping in mind that I don't have regen or anything, I took very little in the way of damage. That went very well. Lame amulet. I saw the Randart amulet and I got kind of excited, but my expectations were soon shut down by the reality that the amulet is pretty lame. It's a scimitar, it's called Hydra Slayer, and it doesn't have fire resistance, or like it doesn't have flaming as a brand. It also has weakness to fire. Man, that's a pretty lame Hydra Slayer. Finisher, on the other hand, is not lame at all, but I don't know if I want to go for it. I like my shields. Damage rating 46 versus damage rating 46. Wow, okay. Same damage rating. Oh, I guess it's same damage rating because This thing deals slightly less damage, but this thing is slightly less enchanted. Okay, cool. Okay, we got finisher, I suppose. That's the only thing that I really care about here. I should turn on auto pickup for enchant armor. I guess that I turned it off at some point, but I only wanted to turn off enchant weapon auto pickup. Enchant armor. Okay, I'm carrying all that I have found. It's fine. I guess we go to depths now. Yep. Depths, slime, maybe bolts 5, considering that I'm pretty powerful, and then sot. Yeah, this is a character that once upon a time had 1 evasion. Now I have 14 evasion. This feels really nice. Yeah, this character has come a long way since the days when I had 1 evasion. In this occasion, I knew that I was gonna be fighting a lot more monsters than what I already had on screen, but I figured that if I used Apoc early, I would be able to have Apoc back soonish. Let's try to get rid of these Flayed Ghost. Yeah, give me back my HP. Okay, I'm surrounded. That's not great. This would be a good time to have Apoc again. Okay, I have Apoc again. That second Apoc was completely unnecessary since the bulk of the monsters that were there were just simulacra. I could have just stabbed them. Shard Strike. That's kind of scary. Yeah, it doesn't look that terrifying, but the thing is that it can just, like, since it's extremely fast, it could theoretically throw Icicle you 2 or 3 times in a single turn, which can result in huge burst of damage. Yeah, I didn't think that these guys were as scary as Caustic Shrikes originally, but now I have learned to respect them. Fortunately for me, I have cold resistance and my character is really strong, so it wasn't really that bad. The Elemental Staff. Master Elementalist comes into view. This is funny. This is new. It has Crystal Spear, Firestorm, Haste, Chain Lightning, Osakubus Reach, and Repel Missiles. It has an unusual item, the +3 Elemental Staff. Man, that's so cool. I want to win with the Elemental Staff taken from the Master Elementalist. It only has 72 armor, 72 HP. It would be significantly easier to deal with if I had my file of lots. I keep forgetting about it. Oh, I get this bolt. I see what you're doing now. This bolt has some more monsters. Yeah, they're elemental type monsters. The Iron Giants. Iron Giants are a weird monster. Like, it doesn't normally generate here. I think that they should, personally, because I think they're pretty cool. But they don't. Do I get dexterity or strength here? I'm gonna get dexterity because my strength doesn't really contribute to my damage that much anyway. Okay. Let's go find those ghosts. D9. Go D9. Hello, ghosts. Goodbye, ghosts. They actually held on for a good amount of time. Kind of surprising, taking everything into account. Okay. There were more ghosts and a file of lots that I can buy. Yeah, might as well just buy it now. It's a general store with 3 different stacks of stones. That's pretty lame. I don't think that shops should sell stones, actually. That would be a change that I would make to crawl if I had control over it. Mm, mm, I think that's it. Yeah, there's no more shops to, or no more ghost vaults to open. Um, Back to depths we go. I still need a third rune. My third rune is gonna be, what is it going to be? Slime, maybe. Yeah, I said slime earlier. I don't like doing slime on a melee character, but I think it's perfectly doable as a melee character that also happens to have APOC, because I can just hurt the royal jelly and then go for APOC plus immolation, maybe. Something along those lines. Someone has distortion here. Oh, Hell Knight. Paralyzed. Cool. I think that I opened a bolt that I probably shouldn't have opened, or rather I'm fighting this bolt in a spot that I shouldn't be fighting it on. Yikes. Am I dead? I'm not dead. Okay, I only took 54. Blinking scrolls are in the game for that kind of situation where you take 54. Do I read teleport? I think reading teleport is pretty scary. Not the wisest thing to do. Let's read Ambrosia, or like use Ambrosia, and also use Heal Wounds. I like that combination a lot because it gives you back a ton of HP very quickly. My Ambrosia didn't last for very long, however. Very disappointing. Can tomes open doors? They can't. That's a nice thing to know about. I am not a fan of specifically divine tomes. Earthen tomes are okay. They're not really scary for this character. Only 4% chance to hex me, thanks to the fact that I am a Naga. But divine tomes can smite you a lot. Ice blast tomes are okay as well. They're very easy to deal with. You just have to be next to the tome. I think that oh, Norris. First encounter with the new Norris. Relaxed water cultist with a healthy tan and a soothing voice. Cool. Um, he can hit for up to 53 damage with his weapon to induce a sleep. That's uncommon. Primal Wave, he can travel through water. I think that Norris should be able to move quickly in water. How much HP? 210. Fair enough. Nothing that I cannot deal with. I think that on the realm of late game uniques, Norris is not really that competitive. I would say that it is probably on par with Josefina. Like, I mean, it is still a pretty dangerous fight, especially with the whole spam of water, because water can be a pretty hazardous thing for melee characters. This one flies, so it doesn't matter. Probably gonna re-teleport because I'm still marked. I'm just gonna try to wait out as much of the mark as possible before teleporting, but yeah, we teleport now. For the safest, is the safest option. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, yeah. These fights that are making me take a ton of damage are really highlighting the only weakness of this character, which is the fact that it doesn't have good sustain. It doesn't take a lot of damage, like it has very healthy defenses and resistances, and the combination of all those things makes it so that doesn't take a lot of damage. But we can see what happens when I start taking damage. It's definitely not good. I have draw out power. There's some situations, such as this one, where draw out power is the correct thing to do compared to APOC, but those situations are few and far between. Having 10 slaying is so nice, because I haven't really felt like I've been missing a lot, you know? So, yeah, I think that the 10 slaying, not only is it adding a ton of damage, it also is adding a ton of accuracy, which in turn translates to a ton of damage. Are all jabs silver jabs now? Because if so, that's nice. I think that's a nice change. They're pretty rare, but I like that all jabs are silver jabs, unless I have normal jabs. Oh, I heard something about that happening, but it seems that it hasn't happened yet. Okay, 24 fighting. We are going to be training more armor dodging and shields and evocations, I suppose. But I'll get to evocations to 15 first. After all, the recent changes to evocables made it so that it is more convenient if you get more evocations to skill. Specifically for 1984 gold pieces. Um, specifically for condenser bane, something that cannot generate in this game, funnily enough. But it's still useful for some of the other experience evocables that I have. Tina Tremorstone's Lightning Wrath. Those are really the only ones that I get to use with this character. Because the other ones were like when I sacrifice love, I also sacrifice the use of those experience evocables. It's perfectly fine, however. We have no issues with that. As you can see, throughout this game, I haven't really felt the need to have allies. There's never been one situation where I've been like, oh man, I really wish that I could summon an ally here. Which is nice. I definitely like not being in that kind of situation. Okay, we're done. And it seems that in my almost mindless rampage, I went through a vault that I can see in tiles makes a lot more sense than it does in console. Like now that I'm looking at it in my tiles spectator window, like yeah, this looks like it makes sense. In console, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think it helps a lot that it is very asymmetrical, like it is intentionally asymmetrical. I suppose if it was symmetrical, it would be a lot more um, appealing to the eyes in console, I suppose. Don't want to get smitten like crazy. Yep, that's a lot of smites. What are you having for dinner? I am going to eat some pozole that I have. Yeah, I look forward to that pozole because I'm starting to feel kinda hungry. It's funny. If you have ever tried streaming for rather long periods of time, 3 or 4 hours, um, at least the experience for me is that by the end of it, I'm pretty hungry. But I have heard from other people that streaming does make you hungry for some reason. I have no idea why, since it's not a particularly intensive physical activity. But I guess that speaking and thinking a lot does tends to make you pretty hungry. Is this another? Oh, it's not a level wide bolt, but I can see that it is a pretty large bolt that encompasses almost the entirety of the level. Golden Dragon, Golden Scales, but I don't have any other source of resistance to electricity that I want. I like the Gauntlets of War a bit too much to sacrifice them for these resistance to electricity globes that I have right here. On almost any other character, these globes would have been so good. Look at them. Look at them. Resistance to electricity, 2 pips of willpower and regen. They are the globes of everything that I like to have in almost any character. But this is the exception somehow. Yeah, I should go Ru with more characters. I still do not like the sacrifices aspect, but I'm starting to think that my original assessment, my original opinion on Ru sacrifices, was that they were bad because I had a couple of occasions where I was like, oh man, these sacrifices are pretty awful. I don't want to sacrifice those things. Um, But I think that I tried Ru early in his inception. Maybe the sacrifices that Ru offers may have changed. Also, it helps a lot to know that you shouldn't sacrifice, or you shouldn't take that sacrifice that makes you scared of monsters. Yeah, that's a pretty bad sacrifice. Okay, depths 4, final level. How is this guy not dead? Okay, I wanted to move forward to see more monsters, to reveal more monsters so I can APOC them, but the game said no, so I just APOC whatever I can APOC. Okay, what's your chance to hex me? The game says 1%, 1% chance to paralyze. I'm glad that I don't have to really play around the 1% chance to paralyze because it's not gonna happen. But one of these days, I'm gonna get paralyzed by a 1% chance to paralyze, and I'm gonna die as a direct result of that. And I think that the day that happens, I'm gonna take a break from streaming for a couple of months. But it didn't happen today. It did happen the other day that I got paralyzed by a 1% chance to get paralyzed, but I think it was in a 1 versus 1 fight versus a Sphinx in bolts, so it wasn't terrible. Like, I didn't die. It only dealt a little bit of damage to me and everything was okay. If it's a Sphinx plus anything, pretty much, it could get pretty nasty. Plus 12 plates of miracles, 3 strength. It is better than the Ponder plate. Man, it gives me 50 armor class. I really like having 50 armor class. It's a big number. I'm gonna have it on for a bit. The iron shot hits bodies. You destroy bodies. You block iron shot? You don't block the iron shot? Let me take a screenshot of that, put it on the Roguelikes Discord. That's the second time this game that I find bodies, right? Yes, the Satyrs won somehow. The Satyrs actually kind of destroyed the Yoctor captains because their hexes are too powerful. No, it was not close. The Jactor Captains won 1. The Satyrs won 8. Because what happened was that the Satyrs almost instantly used fear or sleep on the Yoctors, and so the Yoctors couldn't really contest that. The Satyrs are so much more powerful than the Yoctor Captains when it comes to arena fights. It's crazy. I don't know what would be a fair fight using Satyrs, really. Casual 51, 14, 25 defenses. Yes, but at the cost of my resistance to electricity, which is making me slightly nervous. I think that I can deal with it. Really, I think that I can deal with it. I also think that it would be nice to have a second source of resistance to fire. Maybe. Maybe I just put on gold skills. You thought he meant the satyrs for a moment? Yeah. Mm, I have gold skills. I know for sure that I have gold skills. They already generated. Yeah, it's like the very first item. If you switch to wearing this armor, your armor class would decrease by 10. That's a very good number, decreasing by 10, because I can just enchant it. I have 6 scrolls of enchant armor. Taking into account the barding that I got very early in the game and I enchanted instantly, I have found 10 scrolls of enchant armor overall. And as you can see, enchanting the barding was a very, very good decision because I have not found any other bardings in the entirety of the game, so sure. Yep, that's the only barding I have. They felt that strong. Yeah, it was not close. I don't know how the Yachter captains managed to win one, but the thing is that if any one of the satyrs decides to use a hex, the fight is over. The only way for the Yachter captains to win is for the satyrs to not use hexes for like 4 or 5 turns, because that's enough time for the Yactors to actually kill some satyrs. And like if it's one satyr that hexes, even then, like it can get pretty close because the one fight that the Yoctor captains won, the satyrs didn't hex. The Yoctor captains killed 2 of the satyrs, and then one of the satyrs used cause fear, and that was enough to kill 3 Yoctors. And then the one remaining Yoctor captain killed the 2 satyrs. But yeah, it was um, it was not close at all. It was pretty brutal. Let's go do slime. Yeah, in slime I don't need resistance to electricity, so I can do slime with my 51 armor class. Should put a puck in the quiver. Lots of formless jellyfishes. I think that the last time that I came here I didn't see that many jellyfishes. I went for a puck there because I didn't want to get malmutated. I like my current mutations a lot. I don't want to mess with them. Slime 5. I want to read Magic Map. I have only 2. I might want to save them then. But yeah, this layout looks pretty interesting. Don't tell me that you get to see the loot before actually finding and fighting the Royal Jelly. It looks like it is the case. Alright. Looks like a bit of a rework of the original. I bet that it's not gonna have anything in the middle to take an easy fight versus the Royal Jelly as a melee character. Scorch Helmet. You wanna go for another prediction? I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. Um, is this helmet gonna be better than what I have? Personally, I don't think that it's gonna be better than what I have. This Scorch helmet. You cannot see it in tiles, but you can see it in console. This thing. It's a rendered helmet after all. I don't think that it's gonna be better than what I have. Oh, I set it to be very short. Hold on. Let me restart it. I wanna have it be be longer. Start prediction. Submission period 5 minutes to start prediction. Okay, yeah. Now it's enough time for the people who are essentially AFK to realize. Um, yeah, is it going to be better than what I have or not? Personally, I don't think that it's going to be better than 5 slaying. And I think that it is very difficult for it to be better than 5 slaying. But to clarify a bit while I do this, I would consider it to be better if it had like 4 slaying or 3 slaying, and it also had a property that I want, like fire resistance or resistance to electricity. Like if it's something that I see it and I want to take off my current helmet, for it I would consider it to be better. Um, that's how I would go at it. Anyway, we're gonna apoc this. Of course we're gonna apoc this, but I'm not gonna apoc instantly. Um, I like that this ball does not have corrosive walls, so I can actually do this. Look at this. We're gonna throw a net. We're gonna drink haste. Maybe I should have done that a lot earlier, but we're gonna drink haste. The royal jelly is gonna move away, and I'm gonna immediately regret not netting it. Oh man, that sucks. I don't want to apoc because it's at full HP. Resistance. Bow scroll of immolation, of which I have 8. Apoc. That killed the royal jelly. Huh. Where's the jellies from the royal jelly? Did the royal jelly lose the jellies? No way the royal jelly. Oh, one of the royal jelly's fragments survives. One? Are these all royal jelly spawn jellies? Yeah, I mean, I think they are. Yeah, I can tell because they say at the very bottom, killing this monster yields no experience or items. Okay, yeah. That's fine. I was expecting to see something along the lines of the royal jelly spit out a million jellies. Which I guess it did, but it didn't do all of a sudden. It just spit out 3, then 2, then 3, and stuff like that. Yeah, 4. Okay. Yeah, for a second I thought that the royal jelly no longer spit out enemies, and I was like, well, that's kind of lame. Helpful at this moment, but kind of lame regardless. I should probably use might here to finish this fight smoothly. Yeah, there we go. Very powerful character, as you can see. Let's go ahead and get my loot. Gotta be careful with the way that I get my loot because I don't wanna spoil whether or not the helmet is better than what I have, in case anyone has said any predictions. Hello, Rhipophilium. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am playing crawl about to end. I wonder if there's anything in here. Probably not, other than enemies. Yeah. This really does look like a rework of the original. Look at that. Now the original has a bunch of acid and there's no loot inside there, but you can fight Core and Earth. Okay, that's nice. Okay, the moment of truth. I see that no one said any predictions. So I'm not gonna bother waiting anymore. It's not better than what I have. Who would have guessed it? Okay, I have my 3 runes now. I can just go to Sot and win the game and go get some food, which is a very exciting prospect. Yeah, okay, let's delete. Alrighty, back to Sot. Well, let's not back to Sot. Let's actually enter Sot, I mean. No resistance to electricity, but I don't think that's gonna be a big issue. If anything, I'm more afraid about only having one source of fire resistance. I should probably fix that before committing to this place. Gold scales? I think that we go for gold scales. I don't think that there's or any other way around this. We just go for gold scales. Let me get out of here and go get my gold scales. I think I only got one set of gold scales in the entirety of the game. And that plate was so good. Plus 12 plate of miracles with 3 strength. Specifically, the fact that it is plus 12 is really good for a Naga, since they get halved armor class from the body armor. It's like the base armor is not 12, like it only gives me 6, and then the extra 9 that I have is from my armor class training, or from my armor skill training. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I hope that I do not get killed by an electricity attack and immediately regret doing it. But I have done it, so I'm just gonna win with gold scales now. I do see that my evasion took a dive. I was at 16 evasion or so. Now I'm at 10. It's kinda a shame. But what can you really do about it? I think that it is worth it for the second source of fire resistance. I don't want to get killed by an orb of fire. I have had situations recently with orbs of fire where I just die, or I run into very serious complications precisely because I only have one source of the resistance. Tap, tap, tap. Let's finish with style with a power leap. Bam, you destroy the orb of fire. Completely unnecessary, but why not do it? Man, this is a pretty good character. Not the most broken character ever, but pretty good for sure. The treasure trove helped a good amount. Yeah, the treasure trove gave me the gauntlets of war, right? And then later on I found the globes of war. Careful with those things. Yeah, that bolt is actually really bad. I think it's a tragedy that we got that. A fountain of blood? No downstairs? Man, I got the elevator, but the elevator didn't place downstairs. That's lame. That's unfortunate and pretty lame. How much digging do I have? 18. Okay, that's more than enough to do this. Yeah, this bolt is just a check for how much digging you have. If you don't have enough, doing this is painful. Especially so if you happen to be a Naga. I wonder if I should rebrand the Demon Trident. Because at this point in the game, there's a good amount of enemies that are not affected by electrocution. Or like, they don't take a lot of damage from it. Hey, look at that. Only 2 out of the 3 stairs are in there. I wonder where's the third stairs then. I don't need to finish that off. Because I can just find the stairs that are not part of that bolt to continue. Zero digging last game. Glad you didn't get that bolt, because that's really bad. Yep, it's quite painful. There is solace in the fact that none of the Draconians that can spawn in there are capable of seeing invisible. So you can drink invisible, and as long as you have enough stealth, you can skedaddle your way past them, and things will not be completely miserable. But more often than not, it is pretty painful if you cannot just dig out the Draconians and deal with them 1 versus 1. I have magic mapping for this reason. Yeah, I actually wanna go for a full clear. Wow, okay. Look at that, another clown car of Draconians. That room was literally full of Draconians. That's pretty funny. It's like the other day when I had a similar clown car, but I think it was Knolls. Yeah, it was very early in the game and it was Knolls. This time it was Draconians, and it was in the end at the end of the game. Oh man, what's the stairs that lead to? Okay, I think that the stairs will actually warn me that they lead to parts of the game that I don't want to go to a part of the map that I excluded, so I don't have to worry about excluding the stairs themselves. So I got these chips from the snack store that I always like to buy stuff from. There are they may be not very well known in the US. They're like Pringles, but they're not Pringles. Like they are kind of the same process of um, of potato flour reshaped into being a chip. Um, but they're not Pringles. Like Pringles are all um, symmetrical and uniform. These are not symmetrical and uniform. They are the complete opposite of that. They're also very cheap compared to Pringles. Pringles are super expensive. And I really like them a lot. The other day I had them and I realized that they taste just like fries from Burger King, which I really like a lot, or KFC. KFC fries in Mexico are pretty good. Same goes for Burger King fries. McDonald's fries, on the other hand, are abysmal. Like I had them not so long ago, like a year ago, and I was so saddened by what I got. Yeah, I was like, I'm never buying fries from them again. And since I already don't buy burgers from them, well, I don't really go to KFC a lot, or not to KFC, to McDonald's a lot. I guess that I also don't go to just like fast food restaurants that much nowadays. Too pricey for what you get is the conclusion that I have come to. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, and if you're wondering why didn't I use Reform there, it's because I can't, because I took a brand new rule sacrifice that says you cannot voluntarily change forms via talismans, potions, or any other means. You may still be involuntarily transformed. Huh, involuntarily. Does it work if I zap a wand of poly at myself? Or does that check my own willpower? Because if it checks my own willpower, it's never like happening. By the way, Dreadlich check. 2% chance to paralyze me with one source of willpower. I sure love that Nagas have 5 willpower per level up. That is so convenient. Hey, look at that. I hit teleport trap, but I am not immediately in a deadly position. This is nice. How are we going to handle this? I see an alarm trap. I think that I would like to re-teleport actually. It's gonna take me a while to teleport, but I think that we want to teleport away from this one. It's just too many monsters. And also a Berserk Tentacle Monstrosity instantly constricting me every turn pretty much. Okay, I went for Apoc here. Oh, okay, I'm getting multi-sap by electricity. Look at that. That's lots of damage. I guess that we use resistance. Oh no. Well, what was I really expecting here to happen? I'm very close to the bolt, but if I die here, this is gonna be a very anticlimactic way to end the run. Getting hit for 72, then getting hit for 54 after a bunch of turns of not taking any damage. The bunch of turns of not taking any damage lured me into the belief that I was not really at risk when in reality I have no resistance versus 2 Black Draconians. That's gonna hurt. I can read Potion, or I can read, not Potion, I can read Scroll Fogu here, maybe Fear. Fear is probably the better option because the Orb of Fire is not gonna destroy me. I have 3 pips of the resistance. The things that will hurt me, however, are the Red Draconians. So Fear sounds like a plan. We fear everyone except for this guy who doesn't really matter that much. Let's go for good old Fogu first. Now Heal Wounds. Haste and Might. Having Apoc would be nice. Took 10 damage. I think that taking 10 damage from a normal fire, bolt of fire with 3 pips of the resistance and 49 armor class is a pretty good roll for the orb of fire. Kill wounds 17 HP, that's pretty awful. Killer Clowns all are highlighted permanently because they always have super highly enchanted clubs. I think that Killer Clowns should be exempt from the monster with exotic item thingy. I kind of want to blink in, or rather, I am going to blink in. That's my plan. Let me get rid of this Orb of Fire first. It's already so hurt. There we go. Okay. Tentacle Monstrosity's grasp on you weakens? No way. You know what? That's terrible. I don't think that that should be able to happen because the Scrolls of Blinking are so valuable that having that happen is pretty awful. Okay, we pick up this thing. Now let's get to a teleport trap. Or maybe we can read a scroll teleport. I'm thinking about how to do this. The only teleport trap that I have is like very far. Yeah. If I have one more scroll blinking, I think that I only have one now. Yeah. If I had two, I could blink here, and then I could blink over here, or something like that. Probably over here. I just walk to this teleport trap, considering that I'm hasted. But the Tentacle Monstrosity decided to ruin the day. I don't want Ambrosia because Ambrosia gets rid of my shield. Should probably think about moving before I get surrounded. Okay. I hope that they do not decide to tap dance on the sub trap, because that could be pretty bad. I have a bunch of heal wounds potions for a reason. Still exhausted from Apoc. Okay, that was a dispersal trap. That was not my teleport. Yeah, pretty much back to high HP. Health. That's not very good. Yeah, heal wounds to the rescue. Um, they're significantly more impactful in the earlier parts of the game, but if you happen to get to this point with a huge stack of heal wounds, they're pretty good. In certain situations, not in all situations. Do I blink away here? Man, I think that if I blink away here, I am just gonna lose my exhaustion next turn. Because what I'm thinking is that it's been a good amount of time since I used Apoc. So the timer is gonna wear off soon. And when it wears off, I can jump away from this net. But the thing is that I can also take prodigious amounts of damage in the time, in like that couple of turns. So I think that I'm just gonna blink. Just play it safe. That was not my teleport once again. This would be a good time to be a Wujian worshipper. Oh, come on, that was my teleport. Okay, I might die because of that teleport. Lost me a lot of progress. At least I'm not in a position where I'm going to be netted. Okay, I need one of those chips that I told you earlier. Give me a second. That I told you about earlier. Ah, they're so good. Let me inscribe these with. Yeah, twitch.tv/9settler. You should go and subscribe there, I suppose, if you have Twitch Prime. If you don't have Twitch Prime, don't bother subscribing. I definitely appreciate Patreon supporters a lot more. Or rather, the impact is more if you decide to contribute to Patreon, since Patreon takes less of a cut. Yeah, kind of crazy that Twitch takes so much of a cut. But I guess that's just the world that we live in. Are you Berserk? For some reason, this guy looked Berserk to me. That was not my teleport. I'm gonna get paralyzed by a salt trap and die. But there's really not much that I can do. Man, these dispersal traps have been lucky. As in, they haven't put me in a pretty bad spot, and they have been constantly dispersing monsters. Okay, that Moth of Rat is bad, but we didn't hit it. My intelligence is at 3 because I'm getting Pyth. At least not Quicksilver Breath. Yep. Okay. That was my teleport. I can probably make it to one of those teleport traps now, which put me close to the entrance. That's pretty good. I can also haste to begin with because I'm a Naga, and I can also draw out power, which has much less of an exhaustion cooldown than Apoc or anything. Okay, pretty good. We're safe now. Hey, Berserk bodies. Only one person has died to bodies in the orb run, by the way. And with the way things are going, I might be the second one. Except not that because I have silence. Yeah, I'm sorry, bodies, but I have silence, so I'm not gonna die. Um, this is where a Panlord comes into view and kills me. Yeah, orb run bodies. In case you don't know, if bodies happens to spawn during the orb run, the way that a Panlord would, bodies is perma hasted and perma brilliant. So his spells deal more damage. He casts more often. He's just significantly more powerful. He's still not much of a challenge for a SOT character or for an Orpheron character and that plays properly. It does help a lot that Scroll of Silence is a very niche consumable, but it was literally the perfect consumable for that situation. I got hit by a lot there. What happened? Oh, it was a straight up just damage. Demon Spawn Warmonger hits you with a +2 heavy great sword for 76. Man, unexpected. Was it mighty or something, or did it just hit me that hard? Talking about things hitting you that hard. Epoch. Okay, it just dealt a million damage. I guess that's fine. I think that I have enough time to just Ambrosia break, you know? Kinda like my chip break during SOT 5. That chip gave me the energy that I need to complete this character. I think that if I hadn't eaten the chip, I probably would have died. 70 drained HP right now. Oh yeah, I do have a lot of minus HP from all the reckless apoking and draw out powering that I have been doing. A bit surprised that the elephant didn't reach me. After all, I am a Naga. But it just wanted to blink around like a happy elephant. Hell Sentinel? Oh, it's not a Hell Sentinel. It just looks like a Hell Sentinel. At least to me in console, it looks like a Hell Sentinel. My Hell Sentinels have the same glyph as Panlords because I consider them to be that powerful. It's a very easy to kill Panlord, but I don't want it to... Yeah, okay, I thought that it was gonna take me way longer to kill it. I was a bit unnerved that it could stall until something more powerful generated, like a fiend. But it didn't happen. Sweet. Ouch. That was what? Double torment? Only double torment? That's... I mean, it's not so okay, but I think I should be able to beat it. Yeah. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. Why right after I apoked? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. And I don't have a Hex Wand because I got Charm. Oh man. That's not good. I might be dead. Fogu is not guaranteed to do anything. Double damnation? Oh, Ru! Oh, Ru! That was ridiculous. Can I please walk to the exit now? I can see it, it's right there, but I don't have blinking anymore. Can I please walk to the exit? Okay, close the door to avoid any funny shenanigans. Get me out of here. Oh man, that was an exciting ending. That was funny, wasn't it? Oh man, it's been a while since I had such a scary orb run, you know? There were so many Mime and like in general tormentors, and then I fight the 1-2 of the Mito and the Hellion at the end was rough because it was like double torment into double damnation. Like Yeah, and I was super drained too. If I was at full HP, um, it would have been another thing. Yeah, imagine dying to Helium 5 tiles away from exit. It was about to happen. Um, it was gonna happen, but Rue decided that I was gonna get life saved. Yeah, who says that only the good gods life save you? Rue with the paralyze, because specifically the paralyze was necessary there. Blindness or anything else wouldn't have done the trick. I needed the paralyze. That was really, really close. It was a fun run. Now I'll go eat some more of those chips that I mentioned earlier. And I'm also gonna eat some pozole because I am hungry. I haven't really eaten a lot throughout today. But it's time for me to eat some things. And with that taken care of, I will come back tomorrow with another account because I want to make an account specifically for random characters. Um, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Random account for random characters, and I want to see how consistently I can win random characters. This was a random character, and as you can see, it went very well. But I also did get super lucky with the loot that I got. Um, anyway, see you around. Have a nice rest of your night. I appreciate your continued support. Thank you for everything. And yeah,